Hello, I'm the Woman's Robot, and this is Robot Wars. Instead of robots fighting each other, it's people that think they're smart. And today, I'm joined with...
Gabriel.
Hey, hey buddy, what's up?
Not much. I've been understudying the code.
The code
The
of
code.
what? Okay. Where is it? Alright then. I have no idea what you mean at this point, but I guess I'll find out later. So today we've got C.S. Joseph.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
He's the best.
Best comedian ever.
A fantastic satirist. And today he's going to tell us the difference between ISTJs and INTJs.
Me being an INTJ, I am so curious to find out how I am different from someone that has a completely different function in their top slot. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's figure this out, shall we?
And we're back. This is C.S. Joseph with csjoseph.life doing another episode for Season 11. More type comparisons. We have 2.5 seasons of type comparisons to go, and then I've practically covered all of the relevant seasons or relevant content, relevant episodes, relevant combinations of type comparisons. But tonight, I am very excited to be doing...
Relevant to what?
I don't know. He says that like it was kind of a quote.
Yeah, it's like, relevant to what? Why do you need to do that at all? Why is it relevant to anything?
Yeah. It's very strange. He was saying it in kind of like a sarcastic way.
Yeah.
I don't know why he is being sarcastic. Maybe it's part of his character.
It's his own content.
Being sarcastic about your own content.
Maybe it's not sarcasm. Maybe it's
he's either jaded.
somebody
Or
that has got a higher F function than us. Comment.
Yeah, because I know that I don't have the emotional nuance required to understand this.
This comparison. I've been waiting to do it for a while, and I am extremely happy to be able to do it for y'all tonight because it is the ISTJ versus the INTJ. And funnily enough, I actually read in the comments earlier on this channel that it was actually like requested by people, so I know that people will be getting a use out of it because it's like, hey man, I don't know if I'm an ISTJ or I don't know if I'm an INTJ, and I like really need to figure that out, bro. And I'm like, okay, yeah, man, I got your back. We're gonna do this, so don't worry about it. We're going to be, covering the Library of Alexandria.
That is such an easy difference to figure out.
Okay,
One's an NI prominent, the one's an SI prominent.
Yeah.
They're going to be just, can you remember physical shit properly?
Yes or no?
Yeah, it's actually quite easy to figure those two out.
Is patterns your main game? Maybe not. Who knows?
Anyway.
Versus the Jack of all trades, master of all, because...
What? How did he butcher that?
So cool.
Being a jack of all trades is being okay at like a bunch of things that you do, but you're not very, very good as someone else. Fuck, I fucked this up.
Ignoring specialization.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing to do.
That is a fine. I guess it's, instead of there is specialization, there is just, they are like
There isn't specialization.
apex of competence.
Yeah, yeah. That's INTJ's apex of competency.
Yeah. And then the other person is a Library of Alexandria.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I think was burned at some point in history. I could be wrong. I don't understand what history is. So I guess correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess they're a library. Why? I don't know. Guess having SI as your predominant function just makes you remember a lot of information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably actually does when it comes to physical information, and people typically when people
I
refer
would have to.
When people refer to memory, they typically refer to physical data that person's collected, as opposed to how I refer to it, which is just like what the person's reference points are.
Yeah. So okay, well, let's see what he's got.
The Jack of all trades, master of none, does not exactly apply to the INTJ. They're like the only type that can be the Jack of all trades and master all of it.
Oh, lucky you.
That's good. It's not true, but if it was, that would be good.
It's quite the compliment, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Also, why does that not apply? Does that mean that you... Because this is so fucking stupid. Because it means you have to spawn being the apex of skills.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it's like if I do a skill, then I just master it immediately.
Oh, okay. So it's like you've got
INTJ.
cheats on, and then you like hack in you having the amount of skill points required for the thing, like in an RPG or something.
Yes, yeah. Imagine we're playing Oblivion, and then I'm cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it really fits into the theme of his system, being
does,
like
yeah.
some sort of RPG fantasy thing.
Being magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just does imply a lot that there is magic.
Yeah. At least I can talk now. I couldn't talk at the beginning for some stupid reason.
Yeah, it's because, you just got, like, charged up.
It's like the stupid has kind of like hit me. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta talk about this. Yeah, because normally if someone's being reasonable, I just can't talk. Actually, that's the bane of being an INTP is that you can only speak properly if you're kind of enraged.
So we're going to be finding out why. But first, let us also
Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's find out why INTJs are the master of all trades.
Yeah, let's find out why that you have a magical knowing system for skills, and also why that doesn't apply to the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
Because you'd think remembering that amount of information would translate to being very skilled at almost everything.
I guess so.
Like, just given what... Okay, to be fair, I'm taking this in a particular way. I'm thinking of the Library of Alexandria as a way to say someone that basically knows everything.
Okay.
And maybe I'm a fucking idiot for,
I-
for thinking this.
I don't know what he means. I think he means I have a good memory.
Oh, okay. I am just bad with like sayings like that. Any kind of what are they called? It's like it's a thing where you say a thing and it's
like-
not what you mean.
Is it like an idiom?
Yeah, and idioms
Yeah.
and those sorts of like analogies and stuff. Terrible those. I can't comprehend them.
inform you all that we have a new giveaway. Awesome! A new round of the giveaway.
What the hell does this man give out?
Let's find out.
Maybe like I was gonna say lies, but
It is totally dope to be able to do the giveaway. And what are we giving away? We are giving away a copy of People Patterns by Stephen Montgomery, PhD. This is a very useful book and it helps teach you about the temperaments and how to identify people's temperaments. We've been talking about this already within season 15, specifically episode 9, which covers Stephen Montgomery's content. But guess what? That's only like this much of the book, right? So there's a lot more content in here. While I disagree with a lot, if not most of the content,
Why do you think it's useful if you disagree with most of the content?
it wouldn't be
Fucking idiot.
That baffles me because then that means that he's getting people to consume like
Things he does not condone.
yeah. So literature he doesn't even condone, except for like the first couple of pages, whatever he had there, which does make me wonder why does he disagree with the rest of it.
I don't know.
I don't know what that man's written. I've never read People Patterns, but this wouldn't be useful to someone then who's interested in his system.
You'd think it would be contradictive because he disagrees with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it should be. So then it should be a useless read. But because he talks about the first part, according to him, he talks about it and he explains whatever he's interpreted from it. So
in the latter half of the book, it is still useful and could be, a thing that you would be interested in. And at a minimum, you also get to hear it from the man himself instead of like, me, when it comes to talking about the temperament matrix, which we have in season 15, episode 9. If you have not seen season 15, what are you doing? You probably should check that out. And season 2 while you're at it, because
Just said that in a funny way.
he's like speaking in like a condescending way just all the time, and I love it. It makes his content so much more fun to watch.
He seems so certain when he says stuff.
Yeah.
And then what he says is so wrong.
because those 2 seasons help you figure out how to type yourself and others. So, to be, someone who can master the type grade and the temperament matrix, watch those 2 playlists here on this YouTube channel, get this book. So,
just a little point. I really do wonder how much that book actually has anything to do with types.
I wonder.
I bet it's nothing. So, like, obviously it's about people and patterns, so probably a little bit there, but I bet it's basically not related to a system.
It might not be. I've got no idea.
I know I don't know either. It's kind of like guessing.
All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, leave a like, and leave a comment on this lecture. And this is our new round of the giveaway, this book. We're also going to be giving away other things outside of books in the near future as well, just to kind of spice things up and keep things going. But don't...
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. Just want to spice things up.
Okay. I wonder, like, if the being, like, kind of sarcastic thing is just, like, a part of the character. Or if it's just, like, how he speaks.
I wonder.
Comment down below if you've actually figured out whether or not he's a satire or not.
Yeah, he definitely is a satire.
Yeah, I think he's a satire. I know we do, so...
Don't worry, there's always more coming. I only have over 800 lectures planned, so...
What a terrible position to get yourself into.
Why?
He was so upset when he said that.
You don't have to do it. Maybe he doesn't know that.
I feel like that maybe this is a joke that's just gone too far. He's like, I have 800 lectures to do in this character. Maybe because it's a bet. He's just gotten himself into a bet. It's like, hey, bet you can't trick a whole community of
Maybe
people
it's
into believing
entirely
your system.
spite-driven.
Spite.
It's like, I fucking just hate stupid people.
Hate all of you.
I'm gonna make a caricature of a shitty businessman, and then to fuck you.
I have a lot more to get out, and yes, it just seems that the lecture count just keeps growing and growing and growing as I continue to get emails and requests all the time, but that's okay. I'm not really planning on doing anything else with my life for the next, 10 years, because...
Maybe it is just spite. I think you're right. Because he sounds like he's pissed off as he's saying this. Like, he keeps getting emails and stuff. He's like, these fucking stupid people keep falling for my bullshit. I gotta keep making more of these bloody videos.
Yeah.
He's like trying to fight them.
All I'll just be doing is doing YouTube lectures. And hey, if I decide to, not have a day job anymore, instead of just doing like maybe 4 or 5 a week, I could probably do maybe 12 to 15 a week. Let's be honest. A lot more lectures could get a lot faster. We can get through that list and we can move on to greater and bigger things like, how to social engineer people or how to type people and get into some of the practical application content.
How to social engineer people?
I don't know what he means.
What a thing to say. Social engineer people.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. In this thing.
Sounds very ominous.
Well, it does sound quite manipulative. I think that you kind of have to be doing that to engage in that practice.
But right now, we are doing and trying to complete the educational content, even though I keep adding additional educational content as I'll go. So I guess it's just going to be forever educational and forever practical application weaved together. And
if it's educational, why is it not practical?
Maybe it's all like theoretical.
But the whole thing is in relation to other people. It's MBTI.
Yeah.
So it's always in relation to people.
So it
kind of
has to be practical as a consequence.
Yeah, it's not like it's let's say, quantum physics, which is pretty impractical on a day-to-day level.
Yeah. This is like MBTI stuff and just typing in general is a system that kind of has to be practical due to it just involving your interactions with people.
Yeah, I guess it's not practical if you're like literally don't interact with people.
Yeah, then it's not.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're like theorizing as to perhaps like what has created the types, for example.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But that's a more like specific kind of example. And what he's doing is telling whether or not like you are, in this video at least, he's like whether or not you're one of two types. So
yeah, that is very practical. Yeah.
In one giant narrative for all to, watch and understand and absorb and put into practice, etc.
It is a narrative, wasn't it?
Yeah. Maybe the social engineering thing was like a hint.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. He like leaves little hints in his videos to see if the viewers pick up. Like, maybe you are joking.
Yeah.
And then no one ever does. And then he gets all spiteful and pissed off.
He gets, the more support he gets, the more spiteful he gets.
That's why he's gone from stuff like this into typing a child.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's dive into the lecture. How do ISTJs compare to INTJs? So, both of them are the same interaction style. This is what confuses people sometimes, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm an ISTJ or I'm an INTJ. It's because they are the same interaction style. They are finishers. They focus on finishing things. They have a really hard time starting new things, but if there's something already going on, they will finish it, and they will finish it well. They are all about the finish. Whereas, you know, I'm a starter type, I'm all about the start, but then I fizzle out when it comes to the finish. I mean, just look at me. I keep jumping around between different seasons. You know, I got season 11, and I got, 8, 9, 10 planned already, and then I have like 16 through 19 is a whole nother.
Okay, he's just kind of ranting about what he's got to do, like last time, but... So, do you finish things?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't really finish things.
Well, maybe that's
Maybe
that's a good heuristic. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, because in my head, finishing things and starting things, it would be an in between. Like, okay, so how far can you just like how far do you fizzle out when you start something? If I can explain myself correctly.
I usually don't start things unless I want to finish them.
Oh, okay, so it's like you kind of pre-plan that you will finish the thing.
I kind of just figure out what the whole pattern of the thing is before I do it. And therefore, if I don't like it, I just will try to avoid it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm more likely to try to avoid situations that I won't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't really do that bit, so I guess
well, that is the benefit of being
like an NI DOM.
Primary NI user, yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose if you had like SI, you just wouldn't be able to do that as effectively. Or maybe even at all.
Yeah, but having SI as your primary thing would make it very difficult to plan what you will like.
Yeah.
You'd probably you'd probably remember the things that you did like, and then you'd have kind of a stock of things that you like, and you go back to it, and you get into like a routine as a result.
Yeah.
If you're an SI primary person, then that's probably what you're doing.
Probably. I know even I do those sort of things.
Yeah.
Where like I'll kind of get into a routine because I already know I like the behaviors and the results of the things I'm already engaging in.
Yeah.
And generally, if I'm doing anything new, it will have to have at least some similar characteristics.
Yeah, and I quite like novelty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of don't like repeating the same thing every time. I kind of like will deliberately cause chaos to cause novelty.
I'm not against that, as I'm sure my behavior on this channel would imply. But I think I kind of have routines in how I do it.
Yeah.
So I tend towards similar kind of things, and I'll branch out a little bit if there's an opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I don't know how that's an interaction style. That doesn't make sense to me. But he may explain.
Yeah, maybe he'll explain.
Yeah.
Shot that we haven't even talked about yet or even introduced, and then all of a sudden I'm on season 20 and 21. It's because I am a starter type, right? Sometimes you just fizzle out in the end. But hey, I'm moving forward, and I have actually completed some seasons on this channel, and guess what? I do plan on completing all of them, and this is season 11, and we're going to be actually completing it. So trying to get through it, actually will get through it. That's what we're doing here. But these two types are finishers. They focus on the finish. They like to see things through. That is what it means to be a finisher.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't understand what he was saying. No, we're saying ISTJs are finishers.
Okay.
So if you have SI as a we were just wrong.
Oh, I was just talking about my own thing.
Oh, fuck. I'm not with it today. Shit.
Because with the IST, I mean, I don't know what they... what is finishing? What does a finisher mean?
It just means... okay, so according to him, because he said he's a starter, and he's jumping around from places to places. Not that even necessarily he's not going to finish his silly joke project, but like he's kind of doing it not in order. Whereas I guess maybe someone of these two types would do it in order.
Oh, I do not do things in order.
Oh. I feel like what we were doing is we didn't categorize what he said properly. Then we just talked about something that made a bit more sense.
Yeah, I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of talk about what the actual differences are in types.
But it sounds like we were talking about his thing.
It was related.
Sort of. I feel like a fucking idiot. I know I can't categorize what C.S. Joseph says like a bunch of the time. And yeah, I know how stupid that makes me sound. But it's because it's like, it's not proper statements on reality.
It's a bunch of emotional categories. That's why.
Yeah, it's also weaved into some vague pattern.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like kind of like a bit like Marty Glenn. Still fucking annoying. But
I find him way funnier than Marty Glenn. Because Marty Glenn's real grumpy.
I think Marty Glenn's way too boring and grumpy. C.S. Joseph is very funny.
I always have a good time watching it.
Yeah. I just know I find it hard to comment on what he's saying because of his, like, how it's delivered.
Yeah. He talks in a lot of metaphors, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess like before, there's a chance I won't process it properly. But anyway.
Hey, I bet that...
Yeah?
I bet if the F is above the S, the person talks in more metaphors.
Huh, why?
Because of it, like, I've noticed with you how you'll say physical things when you're referring to emotional things as a compensation method.
Yep.
And I'll talk about emotional things, I mean physical things, because that's a compensation method.
Yeah.
So that pattern can probably be generalized to just all the types. Because they're probably going to be... It just is easier to rely on a higher function.
Yeah.
Therefore, probably people are going to do it in mostly like a universal way.
They kind of got like in the middle there. Be like a bit of a...
Probably they like a bit of both.
Yeah, a bit of mix.
But more of the high
More of the top one than the bottom one. Okay. No, I'd probably say I'd agree with that. I know I definitely do the pattern that you mentioned. Because there's no way I'm going to refer to my actual feelings.
Like, this is annoying.
It is way too annoying. I actually hate it. You've asked me about my feelings about things in the past, and it's immediately like I can't like process that kind of information.
Yeah. Well, you talk about just what you're doing.
Yeah. And I think I once asked you about like some physical stuff, I think 2 episodes ago before we started the episode. You immediately got pissed off.
Yeah,
I asked you how it sounded.
It's like it's like an unconscious reaction. I'm like, I don't want to make more categories in that way.
But yeah, anyway, I guess that kind of clears up what we were talking about and what he actually meant. But I guess we'll find out what he means.
I really think we're just steel manning a different thing.
Yeah, we've disconnected entirely from his argument.
Yeah.
And we've gone into like trying to steel man something that made more sense.
Yeah, it's easier to do that than kind of try to understand what he means.
Yeah. But don't worry, guys. We're gonna try. We're gonna try and piece this tapestry of nonsense together.
Yeah.
They are both direct, they are both responding, and they are movement. Movement is all about having the ability to...
Who the fuck doesn't move?
Well, I think he's defined it in a particular way.
Okay.
Let's find out what movement is.
What is a movement? Because that was a thing in the last episode.
Yeah.
to gain progress even in the midst of chaos. Direct is that they mean what they say what they mean, and they don't give you the opportunity to choose your role in the conversation. They're very directive. They're just going to tell you what they need you to do or what they are going to do.
So it means being like a controlling fuckwit.
Yeah, I was gonna say so.
Well, I'm glad we know what that means.
So being direct is basically being a fuckwit in conversation.
Yeah, it's like controlling what they like your role
What
in
their
the
role
their
is.
role in the what does that even mean?
Okay, so it'd be like if
You can't do that. Like you just can't.
yeah. I guess like because you're an INTJ, you'd be like, Warmest Robot, you're now the co-host, or or like we don't even do that sort of system.
No.
But I guess you could say like
I mean what I say. Sometimes true. Mostly.
nah.
I feel like I talk in a lot of analogies,
yeah,
and they're not literally true most
No.
of the time.
and this means you couldn't joke,
Yeah, that's true.
and that doesn't make sense.
You just made up a stupid thing.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Well, unless we could... All of this is serious now. So everything you've said, serious.
Oh my god, that's...
Did you mention what movement was yet? Might have slipped past me.
yeah, he said it was that.
What?
That was how he defined it.
That's so dumb.
Controlling people and meaning what you say. Yeah. And finishing things. Yeah. Movement.
That's like so far removed from the actual definition of moving.
I think it's like...
Why does that impact why you thrash around as a baby? I don't get this.
Well, it's like, yeah, that is confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like it wasn't categorized properly. Because it kind of makes emotional sense, but not actual sense.
Not actual sense. I guess we're about to find out when I click play whether that what you just said is a meta comment on us or a comment on him. Bit of a roll of the dice now. Let's find out.
For example, doesn't matter. They are very direct as a result. They say what they mean what they say. It can come off like a lot less words, instead of being super informative, right? That is who they are. Okay, so we're...
Who I am is a lot less words.
Not necessarily being informative. Just less words. Like a caveman.
Yeah.
Grog think idea stupid. I guess that would actually fit the model. So I guess ISTJs and INTJs caveman speak.
Yeah.
Responding, don't forget, that makes them introverts because they prefer people to come to them instead of them having to bother to go to other people. That makes them responding, that makes them introverts. So they are see it through types. And there are 4 see it through types, but both these types are 2 of the see it through types, and they're both TE parents, which also confuses people as well. Now, let's look at their temperament. Their temperaments are different. The ISTJ right here, this...
Why does that confuse people?
I don't know.
That you have TE in your second position is why is that any more confusing than any other letter?
Maybe it's just the way he explains it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
it's like, they're see it through types. They talk in short ways.
yeah, short ways like caveman speak.
Yeah, they get things done. They're not informative. INTJs aren't informative. What do you mean?
It's quite the diss, actually.
There's just like there's a lot of INTJs that are trying to explain ideas. Whether they're right or wrong isn't the point. That they just are trying to do that is the point.
Elon Musk just can't communicate. He just speaks with like not many words.
Me done car good.
This window won't smash. Window smash.
Mars is future. Anyway,
I live on Mars.
let's continue.
temperament is the guardian temperament, also known as the SJ temperament. Guardian according to Plato, because I'm sorry, David Kiersey.
No.
Really?
No, Plato was not into MBTI.
I'm very skeptical about Plato knowing about MBTI.
Really? Are you sure?
Because back in them days, they thought that people in the north had were more aggressive because they had hotter blood. Like their models of how people worked was very different to how we understand it currently.
Yeah, I bet. If that was one of their models.
No, they didn't have science or a lot of people around them.
Oh, it's not a diss.
Yeah.
It's more like if you're in a small community and maybe that was probably the forefront of their ideas at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Plato was living in a time where his previous teacher got killed for saying things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So no, what I'm thinking is someone's gonna say in the comments no, actually he means what Plato thought a guardian kind of person was. That's probably what they're gonna say to us. And he's gonna say that that's what C.S. Joseph means, and unless he explains that, no one's gonna know.
I really don't think that makes any sense. That he would have had a kind of a conceptual understanding of what an SJ was, and that they were the people that guarded things.
I don't know. I don't know if he's saying that.
That's really, really silly.
I don't think he thinks Plato knew what an SJ was. I think he's saying that Plato came up with the concept of a guardian, and he's saying that that's what SJs are.
He was the first to be like, okay,
there are people that guard things.
your job is to guard this thing or protect this person. That's the first time that happened in history.
Yup. Before then, what would happen is that just no one would guard anything, so it was just really easy to take things.
It's a big issue, yeah.
Yeah. Then when they invented guards, then less stuff was just randomly taken.
Yeah.
Bit of history lesson for you guys.
You got your theory from Plato, and you're just building upon it, just like Stephen Montgomery is building upon it, just like Dr. Linda Behrens is building upon it. But still, as far as we know, the furthest back in terms of the chain of custody of this science, as far as temperaments go, it is all about Plato. It came from Plato, and then Aristotle ran with it, and then Hippocrates ran with it, and then all of a sudden we got to Keirsey, and then Montgomery, and then Linda Behrens, and now here we are today.
He just fucking rattles that off like it means anything.
Yeah, all knowledge is built from past knowledge.
Yeah.
Apart from the first person.
That comes up with it.
Yeah. Stupid.
And also, he didn't explain what guardian means.
No.
And I guess you were right. He did say, as far as this science goes, Plato is the one that came over. I'm so fucking sorry for expecting anything else. Why the hell was I steel mounting this? What's wrong with me?
It's almost hard not to. Like, because you try
I think
to
it's too unreasonable.
Because, like, you try to understand what he's saying. You're like, maybe he means this thing. Yeah. No.
No, it's about as stupid as it sounds. It's like, with him so far, it's like the worst version of what it could be is it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Then you have this weird dude on YouTube called C.S. Joseph talking about it. Well, who'd have thunk? Anyway, the point is that temperaments are different. They are past focused, they are duty based. ISTJs never do what they want, they do what they should do. Whereas conversely, the
like objectively? What?
If you think you should do it, don't you want to do that?
Well, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, should do according to what? That implies like a set of rules that are either outside of yourself or...
Does imply that, doesn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I guess INTJs do what they want.
Yes.
Alright, well, I think he'll probably explain that. So.
INTJs are all about what they want, right? And they are focused on being future theoretical thinkers, very ingenious. They are very ingenious thinkers. That's how their intuition is used. It's ingenuity. And that is everything that the INTJ is.
So you're a theoretical thinker.
That's good.
Not that you're a thinker.
A theoretical
thinker. In the future,
you're
theoretically a thinker.
You're a really good thinker. No, actually, I'm a theoretical thinker.
Hey,
in the future.
Do you think? Well, theoretically, I think in the future. Not necessarily. Just in theory, I might be.
That's funny. Maybe he means we're good at theories.
I'm sure that's what he does mean. Not that you theoretically are a thinker in the future.
We don't need to think because we master everything immediately.
Ah.
Yeah. It's like cheats. Yeah, it's like cheats are on, yeah.
So you don't actually need to think.
Yeah. It's more just the application part.
So I guess INTJs don't think.
Yeah.
All right. That's the canon that you heard it here first. INTJs don't think. Comment down below if you also think that. Yeah.
They are ingenious, whereas the ISTJ is not. They're very dutiful. They're very sensible kind of person, right? And that's how...
Yeah, quite sensible. I think I agree with that.
Okay. I think it's a little bit subjective.
I think it's quite easy to be, like, good at not fucking up really badly when you have a high S. Because, kind of obvious when things don't make, like, a lot of sense.
I think there are outliers, but yes.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a couple.
There's always outliers.
Yeah, always. Like, there's INTPs that can't think properly, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Always outliers. I think the outlier I'm thinking about is he's like a guy and he like looks at the moon and he's like, look, do you see that? Do you see it right there? And you look and there is nothing there. He has completely invented it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an ISTJ necessarily, but I'm pretty sure he's got SI as a dominant position. Anyway.
They work out together. That's how they make sense with each other. And, oh, by the way, you know, not exactly the most compatible of the two with each other, but hey, they can actually have pretty good shoulder to shoulder here and there. And we'll talk about later in subsequent compatibility videos in the future. But until...
So we sometimes get along, I guess.
But not really, because you're not really compatible. It's almost like that doesn't really fit together, does it? Not very well.
Yeah. Kind of like almost allies.
Yeah, almost allies. What do you think of ISTJs?
Maybe we are sometimes allies, yeah.
Okay.
We both want to be critical,
Yeah.
but then I think I annoy them with the patterns and they annoy me with the S.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get to kind of like a heated thing as a result.
Okay, so it's just because like you're both engaging with each other in like your dominant functions, but that is each of each other's last function.
Yeah, it might be different if we knew about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you might give more concessions.
Yeah.
then, let's focus on what we're doing here, comparing the two of them, right? So now it's time for cognitive functions. So we have introverted sensing hero, and what's great about introverted sensing hero, if I can actually find a color that's really good with, you know, marking stuff up.
While he's trying to find a marker, it's an interesting thing to note that he has spent 8 minutes and we have learned nothing.
No. Well, we
All
haven't
that we
learned.
learnt is that Plato was the pioneer of types, which I'm sure is fucking wrong.
Either the pioneer of different types of people,
Or guardians.
or he invented guards. One of them is more likely than the other.
I
I'm not
feel like
saying
there
which
were
one.
It might be a controversial statement, but I feel like there were guards around before Plato. But I'm not certain. I wasn't there.
And he has said also that INTJs are kind of unreasonable, along with the other group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other group is sensible, but does what it should from an objective sense, if that makes any sense. And then INTJs are kind of whimsical and just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
But because they master everything, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, that's kind of like the opposite of that color. I think I will choose blue. Blue, I choose you. You know, like Pokemon Blue. I love Pokemon Blue when it came out. It was the dopest. I definitely like, you know.
It's good. Good for you.
Yeah. He does this weird thing where, like, I think in a bunch of his videos, he, like...
Talks about Pokemon.
Yeah, or, like, anime stuff. It's kind of really cringy.
Kind of cute.
Yeah. Makes me cringe.
You know, hacked it and got the missing number Pokemon, if you know what I mean. And I also got Mew, and like I was the only one who had Mew out of all my friends, which means I was like automatically, you know, the coolest. So.
Oh, that's good. See us, Joseph.
You're treating him like a child.
No.
It's like when a kid comes home from school. It's like I got like the secret Pokemon, and I got Mewtwo, and it makes me really cool, and my friends really like me. And it's
Yeah.
like, "Aw,
that
that's
doesn't
great."
sound made up. That's good. I'm sure your friends like and respect you.
That's the part that's made up. The like and respecting. Him being cool. That's the part that's made up.
Whatever. I totally like kicked their ass too when I would like fight them and whatnot with a little Game Boy hookup. It was the dopest. Anyway, ISTJ.
That does sound quite dope. I'm glad. Had a good time when you were a kid. Then you started to prank people on the internet. Or that was just an elaborate thing of the character.
It's like the character does that. Like,
Yeah.
talks in that way.
Yeah.
Brags about their childhood and weird ways.
Brags about childhood wins.
Yeah.
About a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems silly.
Almost.
Yeah, it's
Imagine being a fan of this person.
imagine being a fan of that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I couldn't even think of myself in the same way.
So SI here is very important. Introverted sensing is all about a person's source of discipline, self-discipline. They're all about what they should do. You have to tell an ISTJ what they should do. You have to obligate the ISTJ in order to motivate them. It is the exact opposite with the INTJ. The INTJ is all about what they want. Introverted intuition is willpower. It's about what they want. So what does that mean? You have discipline right here. I'm just going to write it in here for everyone. Makes sense. And then we have over here, introverted intuition. Guess what introverted intuition and willpower give you? They give you focus, right? And
What's the difference between focus and willpower? They seem like they're interchangeable terms.
Um,
Can you be focused and like not have willpower?
I
I don't think you can.
I don't. Yeah, like okay, I'll be honest. The concept of willpower just doesn't make sense to me. It's not like a thing I actually use. I think I just don't get it.
There is a biological component.
Oh yeah.
It's like self-control, and you have like a limit.
Oh, is it just that?
Well, I'm speaking from purely a biological reference point.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess focus and willpower would be at least very linked, but I think they are in his model.
Okay. But why is it combined that leads to focus? TE and NI combined is focus.
Yes.
Then one of them is willpower.
I think NI is willpower.
Yeah. Then it's when you go TE, it's then focus. It's like, why? What's the difference? You're mixing these things together and calling them a different thing, but why?
I know that it's probably just an association chain.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's a real formula behind it. I think it's just like this, and then I associate it with that, and then I associate that with this. It just kind of goes on for like 40 minutes. That's what I bet is happening.
Yeah.
Also, with the ISTJs, so I guess you just treat them like shitty
You just have
because
to
you have to obligate
try
them to
like,
do things.
Guilt trip them into doing stuff, I guess.
Oh yeah, so that's good behavior.
That's a mean thing to do to that group.
So just picking on the whole type. If you think they're an ISTJ, you just should always guilt them into doing things that they should do through some kind of objective metric that you figured out, I guess.
Weird.
Yeah, really shitty mentality.
INTJs are laser focused. They are literally walking sniper rifles.
Okay, that's good.
I love that quote. This man just doesn't know what literally means. I guess it's his character. Maybe it's just deliberate. He'll use literally always in the wrong context. I heard him use it in the right context though. So maybe it's just like he'll always use literally if he means one of the two. Just to fuck with people. Like, do I know what I mean? I don't know.
It puts into question what he means by that word. Does it mean...
Is it like an emphasis?
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yes, that's what they are. All about focus. Whereas
If it's an emphasis, then INTJs are like, sniper rifles.
Yeah, like yelling it.
It's like, why are they sniper rifles? Is that a metaphor? What is it a metaphor for? That we are long...
Harming people at long distances.
We are long-range weapons. Like, what?
You're a relatively large ballistic device. I guess we get to find out what ISTJs are. So you're a sniper rifle.
Cool.
What
it's
are
all
they?
about discipline with the ISTJ, where they have absolute self-mastery, and they can actually reach that point to self-mastery because they do what they should, versus the INTJ who does what they want. A very different approach, and they do it heroically. It is the apex of their conscious mind, also known as the ego, being that it's, in the apex, etc. Apex of the
It's
Why
ego
is-
because it's in the apex.
I
Why
thought,
is
I
it?
thought Apex was fear. Sorry,
The ego.
I thought the ego was fear.
Yeah. Well, it is in his future model.
Yeah.
When he types his
Maybe
baby.
he just says words that like he goes like he says words, and then he changes the meaning of the words as he goes forward in time. That would actually play into his character.
That would make sense.
That would make sense, yeah.
I think he is just using the strengths of his type to weave this character of you can never like pin him down on what he means because it always means something different. Discipline and focus. Those two are very interchangeable, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
They might even relate to just the same process.
I guess discipline might be a more systematic thing.
Okay.
Like you get up at the same time.
Yeah.
Exercise for an hour a day.
Yeah.
You could say that was discipline and not necessarily focus.
Okay. So you could be relaxed as you do it.
Yes.
And with focus, you're generally not relaxed.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably true.
You were never relaxed.
Yep.
Yeah. This canon gets weirder as we go.
It gets stranger.
Yeah. So it's like you are theoretically a thinker in the future. And then you cannot relax.
Yeah.
This seems quite unpleasant. I didn't know what it was like being an INTJ.
No, now we understand.
Yep. You can't do discipline because you don't have SI.
Oh,
but you have to be, so that's why you're always stressed because you got to be constantly focused on like maintaining what you should be doing.
I master any skill immediately, so it's fine.
Okay, so that's where the ease is.
Yeah.
So it's like a trade-off.
Not really relaxed though. It's just kind of like moving and doing things.
In like a frantic haze.
Yeah.
Of like willpower and focus.
Yeah. I've got a lot of focus and I've got a lot of willpower, which then like makes focus.
Is that how you sleep as well?
Yeah. I guess I mastered sleep.
Yeah. So it's like, I will sleep now. And you kind of like force yourself into it.
Yeah.
Like furiously sleeping. I sleep with the fury of the gods. If you haven't figured out by now, audience, that this model just is crazy and has no relevance to reality whatsoever, then this is me telling you.
It's because he's referencing a bunch of feelings.
Yeah.
And he's acting as if it's a model. That's why it's happened.
Yeah. It's like feels make real science.
Yeah.
Conscious mind, it's the part of their head where it's the first gateway into the ego, and it is where a person is their most comfortable, in their most comfortable state within their cognition. It is within their hero function, and it's because they are heroic and able to, accomplish.
It mustn't be fear, I guess.
Yeah, because you're heroic.
maybe-
Unless you're heroic because you are fearful.
Well, he said you're most comfortable in your heroic function, which is your ego, which means that you are comfortable being afraid, which is stupid. So he mustn't mean that. He mustn't mean that at this point in time.
Yeah, he just means it
He
later.
just changed the meaning in the future. So for those people that said we didn't understand his model, no, neither did you.
Yeah, neither did you or him. No one understands it because it's a tapestry of nonsense.
Yeah. It only seems consistent because he references the same words.
Yeah. He mentions that it's in a place in their head. It's like at the top.
I think that's a metaphor.
Okay, that's not real.
I don't know.
Because I don't think
Can't be.
based on just stuff I've seen, I know he doesn't know how biology works. He's made some questionable videos.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure there.
And maybe he does literally think it's how it works.
I never know of him.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah. Maybe it's just he's made a character that just like thinks that way, and he's just like, I know this is stupid. That's why he seems so like jaded and pissed off whenever he makes these videos.
Maybe.
It's because he kind of hates saying it. He's like, I hate saying it. These ideas are just disgusting and abhorrent, and are like kind of an affront to reason.
I think it's a spite-driven comedian. Yeah.
That would fit into that character, a spite-driven comedian.
Things. But, I mean, it's too bad, we're only mortal men because it's not a god function, for example, or even a demigod function.
What's a god function?
Whoa. Did we just like That's something I didn't expect to hear in the C.S. Joseph canon.
I often criticize models for implying that we're gods, but he's outright just saying it.
Yeah.
So that's good, I guess.
There's also demigods.
And what's a demigod function?
He has like a half-god function.
I mean, I would have to mean that, yeah.
Yeah. I guess gods are canon in his system.
Well, god functions are canon, I guess.
Yeah. And they would be separate from...
Which functions are the god functions? I wonder.
Well, it's not any of the 4 or 8. So there got to be something else.
I guess.
You know, more on those later. Anyway, gosh.
I'm so curious.
I'm so psyched for that.
Yeah, we have to find whatever that video is.
I don't know where it is. I was looking a bit for it before, but I got to find it. It's so important.
A lot of comments about that, and I'm sorry, I'm not really going to be talking about that anytime soon. So just fair warning. Anyway, so introverted sensing, hero, all about the past. They have insane long-term memory, okay? ISTJs can remember everything, and I mean literally everything. They can...
There it is. Okay. I don't know if he means it. Does he mean literally everything? Maybe it'd be everything that they've to steelman him. Everything that they've experienced.
I guess so, yeah.
Because if it goes beyond those boundaries, it's already like going into kind of god tier land. But I guess that is canon in his universe.
Yeah, that would be a god function, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
Remember all of history. I wish they would tell us how like the Big Bang happened.
Yeah.
Fucking SI done.
What? They just keep a secret from us? Because it's funny? Yeah. Fuck you. Maybe like that's like every SI dominant user is like in history, right? And they just kind of like...
They just keep it secret.
Yeah, it's like a well kept secret. Like basically the best known secret.
Yeah.
In that community.
Yeah. There's so many SI like DOMs, yeah.
Yeah. So they all just like don't tell anyone and they let it trickle out over time.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you know what? We're taking a stand against you lot. And we'll win because we have the master of everything on our side.
Yeah, yeah.
An INTJ.
Master every skill, including being a sniper rifle.
Yep. A biological sniper rifle.
Anything they research, they're going to remember it because they have this ability to create reference points in their head and they see the patterns and everything to the point where they have this insane, prescient, predictive capability and they could literally predict the fabric of culture as it moves over time. This is like literally the same thing as like, you know, this character named Hitomi in this anime called Esca.
Oh, okay. Referencing the anime. Like we understand what that is.
I don't think I know what this is. We know, okay, they literally will remember everything they research. So maybe it's not just history, not the most well-kept secret. It's a well-known secret.
Yeah.
But
he probably means things that they observe.
Yeah. Yeah, so they remember all of that and then they see the patterns, all the patterns in that.
Oh, that's good.
Which is interesting for people with patterns in the bottom position.
It is interesting, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, this model doesn't make sense, so I suppose that part doesn't have to either. So
it's interesting that he said that they're good at predicting the flow of culture, because that's
the fabric of it.
Yeah, because that's
whatever that is.
Well, it's often referenced that INTJs are the ones that are good at that. So it's interesting that he's reversed it.
Yeah, I wonder what you guys are good at.
I wonder. Let's find out.
Yeah. I guess maybe they're like good at that because they're historians, essentially.
Well, it's because they see all the patterns.
And then can predict the fabric of culture itself as it moves through time. So then they have future predictive capabilities.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Flone, and like she could like predict stuff. I mean that she's like totally an ISTJ, by the way. I mean, did you like not know that? Well, now you do.
That's good, C.S. Joseph. Your anime character is a ISTJ. That's good.
I hope he didn't base the system off of the character.
Did you base your system off anime? C.S. Joseph.
There's one guy who did it.
That's good. That's good. Your friends do like and respect you, C.S. Joseph.
You're really good at like treating treating these people like their children. I couldn't do the same thing. She's just really good at it.
The point is, ISTJ, introverted sensing hero, it's all about the past. It's the mind's capability to access long-term memory. It is literally a hard drive. Whereas extroverted sensing,
They are robots, I guess.
Well, I guess they got a couple of 100 terabyte hard drive just rammed into their skull.
That actually does explain quite well as
I was
to why
gonna
you
say.
need to obligate them. Just put in the codes.
Okay, that's
There's
what it
robots.
explains.
Yeah, there's robot people. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that does make sense. So that's why you got to obligate them to do things.
Yeah.
So it's not actually a mistreatment of the person.
Yeah, we take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not
We'll
mistreating
force you guys to do whatever we want.
He's not mistreating them because they're robots.
I guess they're not people if they're robots. I was going to say, what the fuck does that explain? You said, that explains. I'm like, no, it doesn't. That explains fuck all.
Well, that they have hard drives would imply that they're robots. Therefore, to obligate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does explain that. I thought you meant something real.
Look, I don't know that ISTJs are not robots. I've never checked. So,
I guess benefit of the doubt.
sensing on the INTJ side, right here is all about short-term memory access. Their mind is able to access short-term memory a lot easier than long-term memory, and that can make the INTJ forgetful. But hey, if they keep notes, it's not a problem. But here's the thing: if they have, totems, physical objects, they can imprint upon with their mind, imprint physical objects with actual memory. So if they pick up a physical object.
Whoa! That was quite the claim there.
so we're just a different kind of magic.
Yeah.
That's good.
So they can remember everything because they have a hard drive literally rammed into their skull, and you can basically put information into objects like magic instead of actually remembering anything.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like it seemed like a diss before with the INTJ thing, the way he was describing them. I guess unintentionally.
But we can compensate because we can put memories inside of objects and then take them out at our leisure. Yeah, that makes sense.
How does his worldview even function? I don't know how he functions.
It's way funner than this worldview.
Oh, yeah, way funner than anything reasonable. It is very fun, his system.
It is, yeah.
It's like, I want it to be true because it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever done that before?
Obviously not. That's stupid.
Well, I mean, it was worth asking. I wonder if he even hears himself say this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I couldn't say that and not go, oh no, I've made some sort of fundamental error in my systems. I should address it immediately.
Yeah, that's not really what he's about.
No.
It's like psychometry. It's like a superhero power. Thank you, Lin Yan Chin, for mentioning that over and over and over again. Anyway, psychometry.
So it is like magic. It is like a superpower.
It's a superpower.
So I wasn't strawmanning you, though. That's good.
It's just like psychometry, and they can extract memory out of physical objects. That's why they put up reminders. They put up, rings, jewelry, pictures. All of those things are very helpful in reminding them of experiences that they've had in the past because they're literally storing their memory in the physical environment. That's what experts sense.
Huh. Cool. Didn't know I could do that.
It sounds like he's just describing people that kind of keep things that do remind them of things that happened or that they liked.
Yeah.
I actually know because that pattern occurs with my parent.
Okay.
She's an ESFP.
Okay.
And that's kind of like her major thing. She kind of keeps a bunch of things to remind her of stuff that she's done.
Yeah.
Because she can't really remember things properly. She remembers physical things. That's her main thing.
Yeah.
There's no magic involved from sounds of it.
He does consistently type INTJs as ESFPs.
Yeah, he is pretty consistent. So
Yeah.
I figured maybe he's talking about that behavior, and then he's just put this magical spin on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is all about. It's also about giving other people memories or sharing memories with other people, right?
So that's what SE's all about.
Took me off guard a bit there. Wow.
So you can just like give someone a memory.
Yeah.
That seems really intrusive. That seems like it is poor behavior if you could do it.
Yeah, I can give people memories. I can master any skill. I am theoretically a thinker.
I really love that sentence.
I only act from what I want to do. That's a very problem person. Or a very like kind of frantic wizard kind of person.
Whimsical, frantic wizard that can't rest because he has to be constantly focusing.
That's right, yeah.
Who can put memories inside of people that just aren't theirs.
Maybe not a problem, but definitely a potential one.
Yeah. If this person is real, we have to stop them.
And you probably couldn't though.
No, because he would just get you to forget.
Yeah.
With the amount of like sniper rifle tier focus he has. I wonder if that's why he called you guys sniper rifles. Focus kind of like is related to sniper rifles.
Oh, that makes sense in like an emotional way.
Yeah. It's like, I get the association.
Yeah.
Doesn't actually make sense.
I wouldn't have that association.
Video games is kind of where I got it from.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that because I'd look at what the sniper rifles are for.
Yeah.
It's like they are for like long range warfare.
Yeah.
So it's like, as I am for long range warfare. Like, no, that is not necessarily true.
Yeah. No, that wouldn't make sense. But maybe his his association is something like you focus when you use a sniper rifle.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you do it in video games, I guess.
Yeah.
And he makes a lot of like, kind of like anime references, and I presume he's just into this, probably into video game culture, probably into anime culture and stuff.
It's very possible.
Yeah. We know he's into anime.
Yeah, it's true. And Pokemon.
Pokemon, he's really into that. Like all kids, I guess.
It's not about experiencing a memory for yourself. It's about sharing memories with somebody and making memories with somebody else, etc. You know,
So I can just make them. That's good.
This would just tend to being a prolific liar. And like a menace to society.
You really wouldn't need to like try to be honest. You just make up that you were.
Yeah.
So you remembered wrong. This is how.
This just is the worst behavior.
Wow, INTJ is very powerful in this canon.
Yeah. Well, I guess they have mastered everything, including magic.
Yeah, including like psychometry magic.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. Well, it's what SE's for, according to him.
Oh, just like all the people with SE, can they do that? Or is it just INTJs?
Probably INTJs because they've mastered everything.
Oh, so they all have the potential for the skill.
Yeah.
But we've mastered it because that's our like first racial bonus.
Yeah, basically. It's like
Okay.
you get race bonuses, kind of like in Oblivion.
Yeah.
Where like, depending on like if you choose like Argonian or Nord, you just like get different like cool abilities, like breathing underwater or like yelling.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that.
I was kind of like doing a rubber chicken movement there with my head. It was kind of weird, but I mean, I'm sure we're going to get some amazing meme about that later. The point is, INTJs are all about giving other people a good experience. They're all about giving others a good sensation. That's why technically INTJs are the funniest of all the...
They're technically the funniest.
How do you quantify that?
It's got to be an objective metric.
Yeah. Oh, how is my type technically the funniest?
I can't fathom the metric. Wait, what about how many laughs that you get? So, like, if you could measure the amount of laughs.
Maybe you could measure most likely to cause laughter per the type.
Yeah.
Per, like, the frequency of which they cause laughter.
Yeah, and then that's technically the funniest. But this would also include just really incompetent people.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I'd think that it wouldn't be INTJs if you're using that metric.
No, because you would get, like...
Because I feel like people that like INTJ humor quite like sarcasm and quite like teasing people. because INTJs often do those combinations.
So this channel.
Yeah, this channel. Yeah. Which
what
if
it's
you're,
centered
which if
around.
you're this far, then yeah,
Yeah.
you must like INTJ humor, or at least tolerate it, and you're here for Warmest Robots humor.
I'm sure. I think there's a bit of a bleed over between the two of our senses of humor.
They're definitely compatible.
Yeah.
But I'd say it was like the ENTPs. I think their potential for causing laughter exceeds most people's if they practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're good with the patterns and they're comparing things.
Yeah. And that would lead to very funny jokes and stuff.
Well, yeah, it tends to.
Yeah.
Types, and I mean, they're really super hilarious with their ESFP subconscious. If you know that you're really good at jokes and you're really good at trolling people, chances are you're not an ISTJ. Chances are you're actually, the ESFP subconscious INTJ. That's like one of the big differences, guys. Funny, not so funny.
Yeah, fuck you, ISTJs. You're not funny.
ISTJs can be very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like actual ones.
Yeah.
Not in his canon.
Yeah, I guess
They're like robots that you command.
That would make to a bad sense of humor if you were like like an automaton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in reality, they're a pretty funny group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious? Not really. So,
Also, consider his sense of humor in the assessment of funny.
Yeah, if you're an ISTJ, don't feel bad about yourself.
No.
From what this guy said.
Because it's C.S. Joseph we're talking about who's saying you're not funny.
Yeah.
That matters.
if you're hilarious, or if people say that you're hilarious, yeah, that one. Not that one. But that's okay, because guess what? The ISTJ's subconscious, the ENFP subconscious, actually goes even further. How are they able to do that? Because they're able to get over their fear. Because guess what?
What?
Wait, is the subconscious fears now? in this canon?
ENFP's not funny. They're so bubbly.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You got the funniest type, so it'd be like, I feel like they would be around the top,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Stupid.
I don't really like this. Doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make some sense out of this. I just can't. It's kind of baffled me to the point where I have become disabled from the stupid. I am stupider right now, having had listened to this.
But a person's fear exists in their inferior function. How? Why? Well, because they remember everything, and because they remember everything, they're able to predict things, and because they know all the stuff that has happened, it makes them naturally insecure about what might happen. Because from the ISTJ standpoint, their mind literally follows the first law of time, and I quote, all that has happened before will happen again. That is like so about.
That is not a law.
Of time. You're wrong.
It's a law. That's great.
That was so wrong, it caught me off guard.
So what a law is, it's something that must happen
Yeah.
from like a scientific perspective, not like a legal one. That's different.
No.
Unless he meant that was a legal law.
Like a legal law, but it has to happen again, or it gets sued.
Either way, just so wrong.
Yeah, there is no reason to think this. I love how their mind follows the first law of time, but other types
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah. What do INTJs follow?
Just
Let's find
whims. Also, there's no. Or because, let's say if you did remember everything, that doesn't actually mean you're going to be able to predict.
No, it doesn't actually mean that.
That wouldn't mean that.
No.
So that's just silly.
Battlestar Galactica, and I always love talking about that. I mean, who didn't like watching that show? Except for the fact that, physics sucked on that show. Thank God we have that show called The Expanse to, kind of really teach us how to do it right in terms of like...
That's good, C.S. Joseph. I'm glad you like your Expanse shows.
I'm glad you're getting physics from TV shows.
I don't know why you're doing that.
Fictitious ones.
I don't know why you're doing that, C.S. Joseph, because it is quite easy to look it up on the internet.
Yeah, or just like a science book from school. The more he speaks, the more baffled I become.
Sci-fi productions. Thank you. I mean, the show even has 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. And if you haven't watched that show and you watch sci-fi, you might want to figure that out. At a minimum, buy the books. So then...
How to watch a show?
Why do I have to figure that out?
That's quite an easy exercise to engage in.
It's not hard. Is he just saying figure out why you haven't done it? Like there's some sort of fundamental issue with you if you didn't do this.
It's like,
You didn't do what C.S. Joseph thought was kind of cool. I guess you're fundamentally wrong.
strange.
Yeah, quite strange.
You can like figure out what Game of Thrones in space really is, where the other character in the room is just gravity, or the lack thereof. Anyway.
That's a stupid character. Like, what do you do? Pull things towards themselves. Like, okay.
All right. Weirdo. Because he's got kind of just one hobby, really.
It's his main thing, I guess.
Yeah. Also, if it was in space,
Yeah.
he's not around very much. I guess.
Well, it would be, gravity just like is the universal constant.
Well, do you have to like get in touch with gravity? Or, like, I don't know how gravity
No,
works
but
as a
you can-
character. I don't know how to plot this out. It doesn't make sense.
If it's a character, he would just try to collect things and put them in like a big, put them close to each other.
Where is the character? Like, is it like a surrounding cacophony of like haze of like what is his dialogue like? Just kind of yelling at I'm gonna pull you closer.
It's like, I'm gonna pull you closer, and the things around us as well.
Your things are my things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Game of Thrones, so it's probably just trying to like sleep with you as well.
Oh, okay. I guess that kind of keys in with pulling things closer.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's just like what gravity does, but in a sexual context.
Yeah, that's.
This is a bad show. You really didn't sell this too well.
They are afraid of what might happen. They are afraid of the intentions of other people. They are afraid of what people might do before they do it. And that fear causes them to make decisions differently. So expert intuition. But if they can get over their fear, if they realize that, you know what, yeah, bad things may happen, they at least start predicting, and they end up having this amazing predictive capability. And combined with the morals of their FI child, they can unlock the advocate and start advocating for proper thinking and increasing the intelligence of other people. Basically means they can make others smarter.
That's good. I guess they're the good guys in this canon.
Yeah. INTJs just kind of beam thoughts into people.
Yeah. Yeah. But they can make people smarter. So maybe it's like they can resist the INTJ influence.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I can't piece this together into any coherent fashion. This is so divorced from any, like, proper through line of reasoning.
Pierce through the veil of INTJ illusions.
How do I pierce through the veil of this stupidity? Also, that didn't make any fucking sense. He said that, like, they have great predictive capabilities, but they're scared of what people will do. That implies that they have bad predictive capabilities.
You think they would predict what people are going to do? And
So then they would just already know.
yeah.
You wouldn't be scared of it then. You already know.
Maybe they just like to get into dangerous situations.
Oh, okay.
Wait, but they're wrong. I guess.
Well, it's because they should get in a dangerous situation. Someone's just programmed them all wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
What
always
an
get into
asshole.
danger. Yeah, whoever did that.
Yeah, fuck
you,
Yeah.
man.
This is awesome. This gives the ISTJ, with their built-in Library of Alexandria, the ability to increase the...
Wait, it's built in.
Yeah, so they do have a hard drive just rammed into their
So
skull.
it is okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So they just have that, not the. So they just program the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
They've all got the same kind of like
Get into danger code.
inherent knowledge. That's good.
Great system, buddy. I like the idea that you can make someone smarter. So you can increase their intelligence. Like, can't. That implies you have a literal control over them.
Like a video, it's like a buff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
So
in
like,
video games.
yeah, so you like cast it on them. Like, intelligence increased by 5 points.
Yeah.
Intelligence of other human beings. That is the dopest. I love that. Well, guess what? INTJs can do that too from...
Oh, that's good.
Like a weird competition.
Guess we can do it as well.
Yeah, well, you mastered everything. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
practical strategies by developing strategy, and those strategies they can give and use for themselves and be
What is a tactical strategy? A strategy has to have tactics. A tactics has to be part of a strategy. I feel like he just said words.
Not really knowing what words mean.
No. What is a tactical less strategy? What is even that?
I don't know.
Wanton action.
I guess it is, yeah. Maybe a singular tactic is I will do this thing.
Yeah. So without any overarching strategy of what they're trying to do.
Like how Goku acts.
Oh, just
Dragon
actual
Ball Z.
reflex.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
reflexes.
Maybe it's that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So INTJs have just tactic strategy. So strategies
tactical strategy.
strategies around tactics, I guess. But that's normal strategies. So maybe he just said strategies, but in like a confusing way.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get across a feeling, and he just like said words he associates with the feeling.
And then with them, we can make people smarter.
Yes.
Maybe it's just because we figure out how they think and then like make adjustments without mind control powers. That makes sense. Actually.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, okay, I know that you'll need this memory in order to be smarter.
Yeah.
So you get like a rock, and then you beam like the information in, and you like kind of pivot it.
That's why we're sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like the good version of stoning.
It's like I get hit by like an apple. Like, oh, I understand things now.
Ah.
Physics.
That's how Isaac Newton functioned.
Yeah. So INTJ in the tree, like threw an apple at it.
It's like, you should probably understand physics, buddy. He piffed it at him.
Yeah, we're kind of whimsical like that.
Yeah. He didn't figure it out himself.
Yeah, INTJ's Mars at every skill, including physics and physics science. There we go.
I feel like you guys are just kind of lazy now.
Yeah.
You're really not using the knowledge as you would expect.
You would assume some kind of a master, like an
actual master type.
Yeah, you would assume that. We're just quite whimsical, I guess. So
Yeah.
we don't really do things properly.
I would have expected like an Emperor of Man style takeover if this was true.
Well, we're not very organized. Yeah, we just kind
Okay.
of do stuff.
Yeah.
More like Greek gods.
Oh, okay. So just kind of like manifestations.
Quite whimsical in nature. Just kind of do things for reasons that are kind of mysterious.
Okay, so you're like kind of like the avatars of like human emotion.
Like a bunch of Lokis. There we
Yeah,
go.
oh, okay. So just kind of one messing with people.
Yeah. Messing maybe for reasons. So we are trolls. So messing with people for reasons.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. Because we're technically the funniest. Because I guess we decide other people should think that.
Yeah, I guess, yes. I understand more now than I did before.
Glad you understand about my personality.
I felt like if you took his system seriously, you would be so warped and so dysfunctional that your psyche would collapse basically immediately. There's too many contradictive systems playing out at once.
Yeah.
be successful and give to other human beings, and they can be successful, and it also makes them smarter. It's just a different application. Whereas this is all about predicting what may happen ahead of time. And of course, ISTJs, because they're TE parent, they have this risk where it's like, constantly cite your sources, and if you're not able to cite sources, I automatically ignore you, even though what you're saying may actually be true. But because you haven't cited a source, I'm not going to listen to you. I really hate that. Like, seriously, ISTJ, stop doing that.
I bet you hate it when people ask you for evidence.
Yeah.
That would really be a spanner in your works.
Yeah, I wonder why he hates when people ask him critical questions. Really think about that.
Yeah. Why is that the bane of his existence? It's because he just rattles off nonsense patterns, and then someone's like, "Hey, could you like back that one?" I was like, I don't. I hate you."
Why do INTJs not do that? Because we have TE in the same position. It's a TE parent. Would the INTJs do that as well, or do we just not care?
Maybe you guys just already know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We already know, or I guess we edit out the memories of it. If someone gets annoyed, we can't just edit it out, so they're not annoyed anymore.
So they're not annoyed.
So he doesn't remember that happening.
Like kind of an extreme gaslighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what an INTJ is, a gaslighter.
Well, I guess it's not literally gaslighting, because they're not trying to. We're like successfully tricking you.
Is it not gaslighting if you're just successful?
Let's try to convince you into something else happened. Like if you just edit their memories, that you wouldn't have a distinction. It's much more like a eldritch truthy. Or
Yeah,
like
instead of just
or like a supervillain move.
It does seem like a supervillain move.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, there's something I've been wanting to kind of talk about with this one, because it seems that INTJs in this canon just can't predict things, really. Which is the complete opposite of what you would imagine for an INTJ.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So, can you?
Predict stuff?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at predicting
I think it's
stuff.
like your main thing.
I am pretty good at it, yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe you're an ISTJ.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't really know. His canon is too contradictive to really piece together who's what.
If you're uncertain about what type you are, can you do either are you an automaton, or are you like a pixie, or like Loki?
Yeah, like a
Like a-
whimsical like avatar of like a god.
Okay, let's continue.
I mean, if it's logical, you might want to consider it might be true. Did you know that there's a such thing, ISTJs, as an original idea? Original ideas still exist to this day. Not 100% of everything is like documented. So maybe you should get off your high horse and your high mountain and realize that not everyone's going to be able to cite their sources. And they might actually be a genius in front of you for once. Like, come on, wake up.
Oh my god! Okay, so someone had basically kind of like gotten upset with him because he was probably spouting this nonsense.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I don't want to I can't cite my sources because there are none."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, maybe I'm a genius and this is an original idea."
Yeah.
Why would that make you a genius? Sponge water. Original idea. Not a genius. That's just fucking stupid.
A little insight into his actual life, though.
Yeah. That was the funniest rant. He's just ranting about someone who's probably just yelled at him for being stupid.
Yeah. Whoever that person is, good job.
Yeah, man, I love you. Good job, man.
Up. Like, if you know it's possible, you know it's possible because you're aware of metaphysics, you're aware of the what if, you are aware of the possible. It might be possible that the person in front of you might actually be telling you a fact that may actually be true, but not able to cite it because they haven't been published themselves yet.
How can you not cite facts?
It would have to be something you could cite.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just actually don't know. Also, why is any metaphysics? It's just like, what?
You have any?
Yeah.
Are you a metaphysics understander? We'll have to watch his video on INTPs to see, like,
yeah,
what a metaphysics means to him.
Does he mean the Plato metaphysics? Because I'm pretty sure Plato. Now I might be wrong because I didn't do a lot of research into like kind of the philosophy of the mind kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, Plato is the one that created dualism,
Yeah.
or whatever that philosophy is called. Is where there's like a physical world and then you got the metaphysical world. And the metaphysical world is kind of like the realm of ideas and stuff, and it's kind of like I don't know much about it. Just isn't the physical world. And I think it's got like all the ideas and stuff in there.
Yeah.
No, to point out That's not how I think reality functions.
Why does that mean that people that don't have
Any can't do that? Yeah.
yeah, or maybe he uses an 8 model and therefore we can, but not as well.
Well, you have all 4 of those types inside of you.
Oh, okay.
Like a kind of like a schizophrenic type
it's not
system.
like an 8. It's like a more than an 8 model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
It's a 16 model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Am I right, or am I just 8, 16? Yeah, no. That was proper math.
It's like Russian dolls, but like personality.
Yeah, basically. It's a babushka doll personality system.
Oh god, that's awful. Okay, let's continue.
Just because it's not published doesn't mean it's not true, ISTJs.
Even though it's not published, doesn't mean you can't cite it. You have to be able to provide evidence for it to be fucking published. What the hell, C.S. Joseph? Do you not know what that means? Of course you don't.
I think fuck is a feeling for him. But you know what? That feels right. Yeah, must be a fact.
That was like an assault on my system. Just that idea is like, oh wow, I could think of nothing worse. He's so pissed off. This is hilarious to me. He's so pissed off that someone asked him to back it up. He's like, I don't have to back this up because I'm probably a genius, and because I'm a genius, so this is facts that can't be referenced, can't be published yet, because I can't provide evidence for these things because it's an original idea, and this makes sense, and you're just being too weird about evidence and facts.
Yeah.
That's basically the rant. Yeah.
I get that you want to be the librarian and you want to be able to categorize all human knowledge in one place and understand it and follow a system because you're safe. You're safe in that system, safe with your SI hero. Oh, I need to be safe. I need to be comfy with my SI hero. Okay, well...
It is safer to have evidence for your beliefs. He's just not wrong about that.
Yeah.
I think the safe thing just caught me off guard because it implies that he doesn't want to be, he doesn't need to be safe with his beliefs.
Yeah, he's okay with believing things without evidence.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, really think about what that means, actually.
Believing things with no evidence.
Because someone said.
And he does acknowledge that it's not safe.
Yeah, and he knows that it would be unsafe. Oh my god.
That's a terrifying insight into how he thinks.
It might be unsafe for specifically ISTJs. But I feel like that is true
Just
regardless
across the board.
Yeah, regardless of who you are.
It's probably not safe for him either.
If you have to follow that system every time just so you could be comfy, guess what? Every system can be hacked. And people are able to then manipulate...
How do you hack a thought process?
Are we living in Ghost in the Shell?
Is this INTJ's shenanigans again?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I think, okay, I know he's into anime, so I think he's watched Ghost in the Shell, where you can hack people's eyes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then I guess you can do that to people in real life.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. He must, well, he's saying that is his model. He probably wouldn't think it if you said it to him, which is kind of funny.
Oh, I think his beliefs just constantly shift.
Yeah.
And look, sorry to give an anime reference. There's nothing else that I know of that references a similar concept.
Your knowledge, and then your accuracy goes down. Stop expecting everyone to cite their sources and provide references. This goes for all...
So I guess you can hack people's brains.
Yep.
Yep. In the C.S. Joseph canon, your thoughts aren't safe. Because he's going to hack your brain and make your accuracy go down.
They really are just robots.
Yeah.
In his model.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
NFPs and all STJs watching this right now. Because guess what? If you rely on that, you rely on the safety of citations and the safety of references and the safety of credentials. You're going to have a really crappy life. Let's be honest. Wake up.
Why?
I guess it won't be as fun as this.
All of those things are a good way to. It's like check if people know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe with the credentials things, maybe you can be tricked easily for that because people will just lie about what they do.
Oh, yeah. And then maybe someone with the credentials could just be wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe less on that one.
But deciding the sources and stuff, or deciding your reasons, is a very, very good thing to check.
Very sound.
Realize the truth. The truth is that original ideas exist, and guess what? Anyone can have an original idea, so that means you have to be open to it. Here I am dropping.
That doesn't follow. That did not follow at all. An original idea can exist. Like, I don't know what he means by that, because it's all a derivative of what you know about.
Yeah.
So not really,
No.
unless all the derivatives
It
are
can
an
be like a
original idea.
novel way to see it, to like understand something.
Yeah, I think it's actually just more complex than just like an original idea, not original idea.
Yeah.
I think there's so many little pieces in there. Like, don't bother with that.
Yeah. It's like a lot of. It's a very complex question as to what is truly original.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, your perceptions then would be not original as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of a more complex kind of question. But even if there was, that doesn't mean you have to be open to it. Just because there is an idea does not mean you have to be open to the idea. Like sponge water.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'll try one. I'll
I
try
guess
that.
I'll fit that into my model.
Yeah. I was like, what's that? Okay.
Rubber water.
There's this thing that people like him say a lot, and it's you should be more like open to ideas when they just mean you should believe they're bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably like a reaction to just getting called out on things he cannot actually back up.
Yeah, because he says something stupid.
And he wants to be smart.
Yeah.
And he's like, you should be open to my ideas.
More pens, but good thing I got spares. Anyway, so
That's good.
understand.
As you prop spare pens to your ideas.
They get afraid of what other people's intentions are. This is why they need to be comfortable at all times. If you're in a relationship with an ISTJ, seek to make them as comfy as possible and always state your intentions. That way they do not feel insecure around you or unsafe around you, because ISTJs need to be safe. They need to feel safe. It is different with INTJs. Actually,
We just don't need to feel safe. It's
No,
fine.
you don't need safety.
Danger is my game.
Danger is your friend. Safety is the enemy. I don't need reasons or citations for my knowledge. Because that's how he's kind of associated that. So, whimsical beliefs, whimsical systems.
So we master every. That's how we kind of compensate.
Yeah.
By just knowing shit. Yeah.
you want to give the INTJ the opportunity to make you comfortable, because they have this insane performance anxiety, okay? The performance anxiety is that they feel that they are not going to give you a good experience all the time. They are afraid of giving you a bad experience. This is what causes INTJs to think more about sex than actually having sex. So guess what I do? If I'm with an INTJ woman and...
What do you do, buddy?
Yep, let's find out what he does.
Don't get me wrong, I love being with INTJ women. I come up behind her when she's focused on doing something. She's got an NI hero, and she's like super focused on doing something. Maybe she's cooking or whatever. And I'm going to come up right behind her. I'm going to put my arms around her, and I'm going to, nestle in right behind her ears. We probably wouldn't even laid together even one time. We've never even been physical with each other. It could have been
Don't do that.
Not before that.
Yeah.
That behavior is not bad necessarily. It's just maybe when you're a bit more acquainted, more physically comfortable with each other instead of just not.
a few dates in or whatever. I haven't even gotten a home plate, if you know what I mean. And I come up right behind her, and I'm holding her like that, and I whisper in her ear, and I'm like, it's okay. I don't think it's actually possible for you to give me a bad experience.
Just assuming her thought processes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a red flag.
That is weird.
If someone did that to me, I'd be like, whoa, oh dear. This person might have some problems.
You already give me such great sensations as it is. You already make me feel so comfortable as it is. I don't think it's possible for you to make me uncomfortable, especially in the bedroom. And it takes all that fear away from them. And then they're absolutely comfortable. And then they're actually interested in actually having sex instead of being afraid of sex. And then guess what? Because the fear is gone, SE Inferior is like literally a soprano in the bedroom.
Did you say literally a soprano?
Oh. Okay.
So like a singer.
Yeah.
Like a deep voice singer.
I guess so, yeah. It's another racial trait there.
Yep.
It's dope. Okay? So you just have to tell the INTJ that you are comfortable with them. And if you need someone to be comfortable with you so that you can be comfortable yourself, guess what? Chances are you're the INTJ and not the ISTJ, because the ISTJ needs to be comfy first, whereas the INTJ doesn't care about their comfort, they care about your comfort. That is one.
So that's the difference.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Whoa. We got a fascinating insight as to how he does relationships. That was interesting.
One of the biggest differences, guys. That's what it's supposed to be. So, SE Inferior, performance anxiety, afraid of giving other people a bad experience. NI Hero, all about what they want. They have the highest willpower. They can literally will themselves through any situation, whereas the ISTJ...
That's a bad strategy, that is.
That's a terrible strategy for life. Bad situation, just like power through it, buddy. Are you fundamentally wrong about something? Just go right ahead and power through.
Oh, wow.
I don't think INTJs have that tendency.
No. I hope not.
Well, as you were saying before, you said that you actively like try to avoid situations that you're not going to like.
Yes.
Because you plot it out ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just like power right through with willpower.
It's a real injury heuristic. Both like emotionally, physically, and conceptually.
Yeah.
They can literally endure any situation with the SI Hero. The ISTJ can outlast anything and everything. Guess what?
Because they're robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just robots.
They can outlast everything. So like entropy. Like a timeless creature.
Yeah, yeah.
The INTJ can will themselves through anything and find a path.
There we are, magic then. Okay, that's good.
This is just like a magic system with like ethereal races where you got some robot race that are like these probably like sentinels that do things that they are programmed to do.
Yeah.
And then you have INTJs, which are like creatures of pure whimsical will.
Yeah.
And they just power through everything, no matter what the cost.
I guess there's no cost for them personally.
No. It's just the amount of will.
Yeah, yeah.
And always make it through every single time. Just like Goku said in Dragon Ball Z, where there's a will, there's a way. And guess what? That's how INTJ...
Did he say that? I don't think he said
I don't
that.
think he's ever said that's way too like...
That's way too like not... he doesn't usually
Goku's
say-
not that type.
No.
No.
INTJ's work. Where there's a will, there's a way. And they're definitely going to get there. They always do. This is why, even though I have extrovert intuition hero...
So if there's a will, then there has to be a way. And because INTJs have infinite will, they can
There's
do
always a
anything.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Makes sense
I guess have the
inside
most,
of itself.
I guess have the most will out of all types.
So they have the most ways.
That they have the most ability. They just have the most magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good system.
That's a good system. I'm pretty sure Goku's more of the sort where there is like person, there is violence. Rather than where there's a will, there's a way. Different kind of philosophy.
That's kind of like because he does a lot of stuff with willpower.
Yeah.
Like
Like-
INTJs.
Please don't embody this behavior.
And I can change their path. I could change the fate of the INTJ. They're NI hero because it's an introverted function, because it's a source function, whereas extrovert intuition is not a source function because it's more out there and it's not coming from within, it's coming from without. Technically, the INTJ has the advantage over me because it's...
Okay.
All right.
The introverted is a source function, which means no matter how much I try to divert their path or change their fate, they still have the choice at the end of the day to do what they want to do.
It really begs the question of, can he change other people's choices?
Yeah. Does he think he can do that?
What type is he think he is? Like a
ENTP.
ENTP. So I guess ENTPs have... Is N just
Fate.
controlling people's minds?
It's either controlling people's minds or like fate.
Yeah.
Which, if it's, I wouldn't be surprised if it's fate, given the rest of his system.
Well, he said it controlled people's fate, so I guess maybe it is controlling probability.
Yeah.
Or mind powers.
At the end of the day, just like the architect said in The Matrix Reloaded, talking to Neo, the problem is choice.
Oh, wow, that's wrong in context.
Yeah. There's so much wrong with this. Number one, this is a bad relationship philosophy. That your major issue with other people is that they can choose things for themselves.
Yeah.
That is not good. Red flags over here. But what was his thing? His reference that he got wrong?
Well, it's the Matrix.
Yeah.
So because Neo was in the Matrix and he broke it, but in the Matrix that was part of the robot's plan. So he just is wrong about the Matrix.
Oh, okay.
Maybe because the movie wasn't very clear on that, but whatever.
This is a person that can't use literally right. I'm not expecting him to get anything right at this point.
And they always have a choice, because NI hero means they have the choice.
Oh god, I just realized that this means that there are types that don't have a choice in his system. You have just like slave types.
Well, yeah, the ISTJs.
Yeah, I guess them. Yeah. But it's
That-
okay because they're autonomous.
That is internally consistent.
Yeah, it is. It is a very internally consistent pattern.
That's a good way to test for NI. If it's internally consistent but disconnected from reality, that's a bad use of NI.
Yeah. You can find a bad use of any by just having kind of the opposite set of like criteria where all of the patterns are there in reality, but they just do not connect right.
Yeah.
That's how powerful NI hero is. They can literally will their way through anything. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's good. That's good.
Good system.
So we talked about hero functions and the inferior functions. Now here's what they really have in common. Those things were really differences. Now we're going to talk about what they have in common. Extroverted thinking parent. These two walk into a room and they instantly know what everybody else is thinking. Instantly. No.
That's...
Well,
I guess that taps into the mind control powers.
yeah, I'm not surprised anymore because it's been magic for the last like 21 minutes. So
Why the IST? I guess the ISTJs just can do that.
yeah, they just know.
Yeah.
So they have like a direct feedback loop between their minds and everyone else's.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good power.
Yeah.
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 This happens.
Good job, CS Joseph. With your,
You've understood reality.
with your system and your powers.
Oh, what everyone else is thinking. They're always aware of what everyone else is thinking, and because of that, they have really good reference points. They're all about
Yeah, that's true. If that is what was happening, then that
has to follow.
Yeah, that is.
Good job. I'm just baffled that there are people out there who believe this system. Because I really tell us why you believe any of this. Because it's gone way past this as an analogy.
It's metaphor, I guess.
For what?
I wonder.
What the hell could this be a metaphor for?
He's making definitive claims.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it a metaphor for?
Yeah, comment down below and tell us why you believe this.
rational thinking, and they are able to look at data, manipulate data, and understand data, and create good decision making as a result of looking at the data, as a result of looking at the statistics, right? It's very important. As a result, both of these two are able to do some insanely good analysis. That's why both of these two are, especially the ISTJ. The ISTJ is really good at being a lawyer and an accountant. Why is it? Because the process is the same every single time, and they're really
Yeah, because they're robots.
Yeah, they're robots, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. We got the robot people, they're good at accounting, so they're always using the same system. Or lawyers, because they remember everything that they've learnt about.
All the laws, just
Yeah.
like program them in.
Yeah.
Or I guess they would already have them because they have like
an inherent system for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I guess on the assembly line, with ISTJ just kind of like whacking the lawyer hard drive, or
Yeah.
they whacking the accountant hard drive.
There we go. That's why they're good at it. They're
Yeah.
programmed to be.
Probably they whack in the historian one as well. I bet they're historians as well in his system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really comfortable with the process being the same every single time. Strategies, they're not processes or routines. I mean, creating strategies could be a process or a routine, but the strategies themselves could be a different process or a different routine.
Strategy isn't a process. Do you know what words fucking mean?
Okay, he just did like a hard contradiction as well. Like, he said it wasn't a process, then he said it was a process, and it could be a process, and then I guess a strategy is a process. He kind of like went full circle.
A strategy is just processes.
Yeah.
What fucking strategy is? Like,
What else can it be?
What else is it? Things happen.
Yeah.
But like,
But you're doing them, so
I guess spells.
things happen is still a process, but so are spells. He really just like cornered himself.
That was confusing.
Yeah. But then he contradicted himself afterwards anyway, so I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
he fixed it.
Ah, that's good.
If you could call this a fix.
Routine every single time, right? So the INTJ ends up adapting more so to that situation, whereas the ISTJ is more used to doing the same thing over and over again. This is why they're very good at being lawyers, and they're very good at being even doctors, and they're very good at being accountants, because everything follows a process, right? Now, let's be honest. Do I really think ISTJs are good doctors? Not really. Actually,
Wow.
Why?
Why?
What's your reasoning? Well, what is it?
Couldn't you just like slap in a doctor hard drive?
because again, that whole inability or that difficulty with them recognizing an original idea and then running with it and being willing to take a risk on it.
That is exactly what I want my doctor to not do.
I think he's imagining House.
Yeah.
He thinks that's what doctors are.
So they like kind of just like intuit the solutions for like medical problems that they may not be completely certain are there.
Yeah, House is not a documentary.
No.
Even within House, that's an unusual thing.
Yeah. And you don't want him as your doctor. He's probably wrong way more than he's right.
Well, he actually is in the show. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Wait, what? Is he
Wrong more than he's right.
Oh.
Yeah, and he gets it towards the end in every episode because the people are dying, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter at that stage. Like that's the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the show is more consistent to reality.
Than C.S. Joseph
Yeah.
is right now.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that he would want that from a doctor. That just baffles me. I want my doctor to take risks with things like my medication or medicine, or just even the practice.
It is strange, yeah.
It's like, look, it says trial drug on the bottle, but I think cure. Is this trial drug for other things just actually a solution for unrelated symptoms?
I wonder.
Yes.
on an original idea, especially in the medical field, where someone's life could be at risk, and then putting them up to a lot of liability? Probably not, because there's no type more aware of liability than the ISTJ. They're all about liability and liability avoidance, right? And ISTJ, more than anyone else on this earth, is aware that in the United States of America, they're probably breaking a law just by breathing or walking down the street.
Oh my god, I got like kind of pan interrupted because it said United States of America.
Yeah.
And that broke my reference point because that was a real thing.
It went kind of like out. It dipped out of like fantasy land and into one thing that was in reality.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of got pan interrupted because I was like, yeah, they have liability because they're robots. They've
Yeah.
got all the things programmed into them.
But then it's like real real laws, I guess.
I'm like, wait, whoa.
Oh. It's taken him like 23 minutes to reference something that was actually there.
I think he referenced like ancient philosophers as well.
Yeah, he did. He did
Yeah,
that. But then he just kind of like linked them together as though they were all communicating about the same thing.
Yeah.
And without any backing up if that was true.
Yeah. Made some
And he-
dubious claims about guards.
Yeah. Also, how does what he described mean guardian? Does Plato think that there were robots?
You could program them to be God. This is I'm imagining just them as robots now. And I know that ISTJs are not robots. If there's any ISTJs in the audience, I know you're not robots.
Yeah, don't worry. We know you're human. We will not treat you like robots.
Treat you like a human, not a robot. I will not try to program you.
Or obligate you to do weird things. I'm surprised that they're the robots. I figured INTPs would be the more robot type.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm so curious what he thinks about INTPs.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that next.
Yeah.
Because in the United States of America, there's so many laws, and they're being broken all the time. Everyone is so ignorant of the law that no one even knows what laws they're breaking. I mean, in some states, it's illegal to purchase a mattress on Sunday, right?
That doesn't seem true.
I don't know if it is. If it is, it's like one of those laws that they just haven't changed for like kind of like bureaucracy reasons.
Yeah.
And no one's going to enforce it because it's
I'd
stupid.
be very surprised if that was enforced.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So let's be honest, okay? Does that mean it's enforced? Well, shouldn't all laws be enforced? Because that sucks. Because
Not if they're
Not
bad.
the bad.
Not the stupid ones.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I know there's a law somewhere. I think it's in Africa somewhere.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to travel with gum, old gum on your nose.
That seems like a silly law.
Yeah. I don't know why it would have gotten made.
Maybe that wasn't. Maybe that was a big problem at one stage.
So it's like too many people traveling around with gum in their nose. Gotta arrest those people. I could be wrong about that. I'm not dead certain. But there's a lot of silly laws in the United Kingdom, for example.
Well, there were.
I think they're still in there, but no one enforces
They're
them.
not active. There's kind of a myth that they have silly laws. They just like they know that we're not. That they know they're not allowed to do them. They just had them.
Oh, have they just been...
They're like decanonized.
Oh, okay,
Or
so they have done something about it?
Whatever the law or version of decanonized is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
if all laws are not enforced, it's just like, oh, we're just going to choose when we enforce laws so that if we like you, we're not going to enforce that law and you're good. But if we don't like you, we're definitely going to enforce that law and get you out of our hair because you're unpopular with us or our political party. And that just allows favoritism and the law to be used as a weapon in that way. When in reality, maybe...
That is a bad thing.
He actually just described the real problem.
Yeah, good job.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that actually just happens.
Yeah.
Instead of what he's saying that like it's like you either should be enforcing all of them or none of them. No. What actually happens is what he is describing.
Yeah.
Good job, sisters.
we should just like get rid of the laws that we don't enforce. That'd be nice. Oh, but no, we can't do that. We have to continue to show favoritism, especially politically here in the United States of America. I mean, we're really a great model for the rest of the world with our government. Yeah! No, actually, it's a total shit show.
Okay, whatever.
He doesn't like it. That's fair
That's-
based on what he described.
I wouldn't like to be in America, actually.
No, I wouldn't want to be there.
No. You have to understand, we have to get our heads out of our rears and understand that we need to utilize some strategy, okay? If you do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always had. And that's not a dig on ISTJs. It's just that ISTJs need to realize that if you're going to be the keeper of the Library of Alexandria, if you're going to be a keeper of law, if you're going to be a keeper of health, if you're going to be a keeper of finances, because that's what ISTJs are. They're keepers. If you're going to be a keeper, like a bookkeeper, and do that, it's your responsibility to make sure that things are new and fresh and that you are listening to other people's ideas, even if they're original ideas, or even if you can't tell if they're original or not. You need to constantly increase the new, increase the inner Library of Alexandria. You need to read. Both these types need to read, but ISTJs need to read and give themselves new ideas. But guess what? INTJs, when they read, they get insanely powerful.
Okay. Insanely powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Very absurd claim.
Let's find out why.
Yeah. There was a point where he was going on. I think with the whole like ISTJ thing, he just like has gotten upset that someone has like called him out on his shenanigans.
Yeah, I do get that impression.
And he's just saying, I have original ideas. I think original ideas are just ideas you can't back up.
I think in his model, yeah, they are, yeah.
Yeah, so he just like is upset about that and wants them to accept his ideas.
It's like good ideas are predicated off other good ideas generally,
Yeah,
because we're at that point in culture.
yeah.
Like if you're a caveman, then no, but mostly
Yeah.
yeah.
Super, super powerful. In the same way that the ISTJs get super powerful by remembering everything, the INTJ is literally capable of mastering any and every skill.
Every skill. That's curious.
Well,
What if you're like pregnancy and then you're the not the gender for that?
well, because you can master every skill, you have to be able to master pregnancy.
Oh, I guess we can just like change forms.
Well, you are magical.
Yeah, that is consistent with them being magic. My group being magic thing.
Yeah.
Can't see it as the same thing. They're like a fiction creature.
Well, I guess the pattern is too disconnected. Yeah.
They can master all skills. And it's not to the point where they are jack of all the trades, masters of none. They can actually, this is the one type that breaks the mold, where they can literally learn any skill and be a master at that skill. Frank Abagnale, as an INTJ, he actually became a lawyer. He social engineered his way to pretend to be a doctor, and he got away with doctoring for so long. For example, he just picked a role and fulfilled the role as it was necessary because he was constantly on the run because, you know, he was like screwing people by stealing money from them consistently by doing bounce checks over and over and over. And he just stayed ahead of the authorities for many, many years until he finally got caught by the FBI. And then he ended up starting working for the government, helping them to, find other people who were also doing the same crimes that he was. For example, that's Frank Abagnale, and that's how he did it. INTJs can literally learn any skill, and they do it with TE Parent. They're just able
He's not saying how he did it, just saying that
He did a thing.
He can learn any skill.
You can learn any skill.
And then an example of someone that knew a lot. I don't even know if that's a real person.
We don't know if it's real. We don't know what parts of it are true or false. I don't know with this person.
I bet if he's real, there's more nuance to the story.
I bet there's a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's not just like he just learned everything. Because if he did, it contradicts the story. Because he wouldn't have been caught by the FBI. Because his thing was avoiding being caught. He should have been a master at not being caught.
Well, it seems like he convinced them into working for them. So.
I know the FBI will just do that.
That kind of goes with the whole mind control powers things. But I'm working for you now.
Well, that's right.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
Strange I agreed to that.
How'd that happen?
I'm curious about this character now. I'm going to look him up.
Well, yeah. I think we should. I just imagine he just like had a pebble on him that like had like a "I'm working for you now" fort in it, and then like they like caught him and he's like kind of flicked it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, no, don't worry, guys. He's working for us now.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Are you sure? That doesn't really make sense. Like, no, I'm sure.
Pretending to be a doctor.
He's a real problem, you know, sir.
Making up cures that's causing a bunch of issues.
I think we need to put him down. No, he's fine with us now. He's going to help us catch the other criminals like him. Like, did you think of this yourself? Or were you pranked by like an INTJ?
to absorb the reference material in the same way that ISTJs are and able to create strategies and skills for themselves that they can call on at any moment. It is awesome. Both of these types have FI
That does
Child.
sound awesome.
That really does sound awesome.
Yeah.
FI Child means they have a moral compass. They are aware of morality. I don't know how many times people have said that both these types are absolute horrible people, maybe even narcissists.
If you don't have a FI child,
You don't have morality.
Do you not have a moral compass?
I am amoral.
That requires further explanation there.
Well,
I
if you're a
think.
robot, you're not going to have
Is
a
the
moral
morals
compass.
just whatever they've been programmed to do? Like
Yeah.
three laws kind of deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it said that they avoid harming people, so that does kind of fit in with that.
Well, I think it's like, it's not that they have a moral compass, it's just they have a rule. Don't harm them.
Yeah.
narcissistic, maybe even socially inept, constantly calling them Mr. Faux Pas, Miss Faux Pas over and over and over again. These two types are the types that will follow you into the restroom and have a conversation with you in the restroom, even though they have no business being in the restroom themselves, and you're just sitting there taking a dump in the stall, and they're still talking to you about work. Literally, these two types have no social norm awareness as a result, and because of that, they're at risk of making that decision. More so with the INTJ. Why is that? Well, because the ISTJ has a...
Have you ever thought that that was appropriate behavior?
No, obviously. It's clearly a bad strategy for interaction.
I just thought that maybe I should double check during this episode, just in case he did say something right. I'm guessing he just hasn't or won't. I feel like St. Joseph has been giving us like an alternative history with that guy from before.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
SI hero and SI hero can remember all past failures a lot easier. Past social failures, and they're aware of those failures, so they know when to stop themselves before, and ergo prevent a problem. INTJs don't have that issue, and they are at risk of causing more social faux pas over time. That is a serious issue. Realize the risk. If you're constantly doing social faux pas, it's because you're probably an INTJ, and if you're not remembering all the ones that you did before and staving yourself from it, you're probably, not an ISTJ, or maybe you are if you are doing that. So.
What?
Well, because they remember everything they experience, or maybe just everything.
I think it's everything.
No, because they understand thoughts of other people, so I guess it's probably everything.
Yeah, so it's everything that has ever been experienced.
Yeah, so then they can calibrate things that people don't like and therefore avoid them.
How do you ever fuck up? If that is your ability, how do you ever? You would have to be at the forefront of mistakes.
Yeah, I guess they are, yeah.
Yeah.
And then INTJs fuck up more because they got bad long-term memory because they're whimsical gods.
And they also... Okay, they are doing the thing that the ISTJs were doing with the tapping into everyone's thoughts, but they don't care.
It's like care.
Yeah,
that does make sense.
That makes more sense.
It's like, I want to do things that upset you.
If you're an INTJ in the audience, and there's a very obvious solution if you are an INTJ in this situation and you're making these social faux pas, is you could just have a little bracelet, one of those child bracelets that get made with those little blocks, and you could put a memory of every single time you fuck up into the blocks.
You can just edit people's memories though. Just do that.
Or that, yeah, that'll work.
A handful of sand and chuck it at people.
Okay, so how many? Because would the memories go into the amount of sand, or would it be?
He didn't specify.
Speckled throughout the sand. So then, if you threw a fistful of sand at someone, you would be giving them a cacophony of information.
Could you do each individual piece with conjugative memories and send someone insane?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
That's a really dangerous ability.
Yeah.
Why don't you just start enchanting concrete?
Yeah.
Just start enchanting the road.
Prank a city like that.
Yeah, just the wrong directions on all the roads. Just make people have car accidents.
But it all comes from Effie Trickster. Why is that? Because both these types are unaware of ethics. They are unaware of how other people feel. They are unaware of the value judgments of other people. Because both these types are aware of their personal value judgments, what they value. Their mind only has enough room in their head to keep track of what they value themselves.
You are aware of morality, yet not of ethics.
So yeah. What is the difference, I wonder?
There has to be one now. It's not just an interchangeable word.
Is one rules that people follow and the other things that people feel?
I don't know.
Because I'm aware in his model I can mind read thoughts, but not what they feel.
Yeah, not what they feel, but you're aware of morality. Both of the types are.
Yeah.
But not aware of ethics. So ethics has to be other people's feelings, and morality is yours.
Okay. Yeah. It does. Yeah, it does fit in with the Loki thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your morality.
And also the robot thing, actually.
Yeah. Okay, I guess they have a morality
Good
system.
job, C.S. Joseph. Yeah.
Still consistent.
With your little model.
It's not about what other people value to them, right? I'm all about what other people value. And that's why when I'm around these two, I make them, with my FE child, I make FI child feel good about itself and feel valued, right? And then I know that they value me and my input and what I think, because they're constantly asking me what I think about stuff, right? That's literally how our cognition fits together. Who'd have thunk? But, well, I mean, I did. So the point is...
Yeah, you did think that.
You did think of this.
Yeah.
Good job.
He said earlier that INTJs were afraid of giving people bad experience. You think they'll get good at that with their skill set?
Yeah, because they can master everything, especially being afraid of giving people bad experiences.
You think they'll get good at just understanding what people like?
Yeah, and then therefore they could be the best at giving people good experiences.
Yeah.
It's almost like these pieces don't fit together or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, anyway, just an interesting contradiction.
Yeah.
Is ISTJs, INTJs, they both suffer from that issue. And it's kind of more of a problem with INTJs than ISTJs, because ISTJs can acclimate with their SI hero, whereas NI hero can't really acclimate that well because their SI is actually their demon, which is their lowest awareness. Both these types have TI critic. This is why both these types, but especially ISTJ, are kind of resistant to original ideas. The INTJ less so, because they're very abstract. They're focused on the what if constantly with their temperament. The NT, also known as the intellectual, it's the abstract. It is one of the abstract temperaments. It's focused on the
If that's their temperament, they would have to be focused on new ideas, because that would be interesting. That is actually like true for me. I do like new ideas.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I'll be honest. It is at the point where there is no ability to steel man the system. It is beyond that. And it is beyond my capabilities. Whatever madman is capable of actually steel manning it at this point, please type it in the comments.
What if. So they are not only able to produce original ideas with their ENTP shadow, but they're able to execute and take original ideas and run with them and incorporate those original ideas into their own personal strategies. It is awesome that they're able to actually do that. The thing is, though, with the ISTJ...
Sorry, he just said, or at the very least, very much implied, that there are types that can create new ideas. Entirely original ideas.
Yeah.
Just spawn them into existence.
Yeah. What does that mean to him?
I don't know, but we know that INTJs can't do this.
Oh.
So there are just types with...
He can.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Who is that group?
They're kind of more resistant to that, because if they've never heard it before, well, that can't be true. And it takes so long for them to acclimate to a new original idea that the idea itself has lost all originality by the time it actually gets to the ISTJ.
That makes no fucking sense. Because if you had that as like as an ethic or a system of which you function from, you couldn't learn anything from day one. Nothing. You would get no new information because you didn't know it previously.
That is an issue, yeah.
It doesn't work. You can't have that in your model. Like, pissed me off already.
That can be a problem.
Yeah, it would be a problem.
Yeah, that would be a fucking problem.
They can't know anything ever.
Yeah, they spawn and then they don't learn. They can't assimilate new information.
Oh, well. Quite unfortunate for them, I guess.
It's amazing that they can function.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't do anything.
It is amazing.
Maybe they're just like, just really kind of adds validity, if I could say that word, in regards to his system. To the idea of they just have a hard drive like slammed into them.
Yeah, they're automatons.
Yeah, so they actually can't learn anything new by themselves. So we just like chuck them on the assembly line and give them a hard drive before they leave.
Yeah, that's what they learn. They have to get the hard drive so they can learn.
Yeah, and so the hard drive has to have like basically all contemporary knowledge. So that they can even function. And potentially get new information that they've kind of heard of.
There might be like a strategy of how to like get new information on the hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if it has been referenced in other parts.
It's like their components, yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It kind of means the ISTJ will always be behind on the cutting edge. But then again, everyone always needs an accountant. Everyone always needs a lawyer. Everyone always needs a doctor, right? Everyone always needs these traditional roles to be fulfilled by, the ISTJ. And the ISTJ will rise to the occasion when that happens. Just be aware of that, right? It's very important that you understand where they're coming from. But they have FI child, and morally speaking, they will see those things through to the end in a moral way at a minimum. They're not trying to be bad people when they do that. They're trying to stay focused on what's important. But again, they have...
Why would that be being a bad person? What? That was strange. I guess he thinks that is morally bad. They're not trying to be morally bad, but they are.
Well, maybe like they will do their functions in a way that is ethically consistent.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he said morally good, so I guess morally good, and then
But
that's justified.
they're not trying to be a bad person, but they would kind of have to be them being a bad person.
I mean, maybe...
This is cryptic.
Maybe they make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah, and then they're not trying to be a bad person, but it's just a mistake in the code.
Yeah.
And that they will not change, I guess.
Well, I mean, maybe they can't.
Yeah, well, that would fall in line with the whole like being an AI, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they true AIs, or it's more like an automata kind of situation?
I'm guessing it's an automata
Yeah.
because it's probably not like a self-learning AI.
Yeah. I guess not.
Probably
They do
not.
remember everything. I guess you don't need to learn from memory. No, because they
No,
can
they
predict the
had
future.
to
So
learn from
I'm
memory
fucking
then.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
They must be AI.
If you're an ISTJ, tell us down below which one it is.
TI critic. What this does is that because rationale with TE parent, they're very focused on their beliefs. Because their FI child is all about, I feel good about this, what this belief is, this true false belief. TE rationale equals belief. It does not equal true false. That's TI. TI equals true false awareness. TE equals belief. Belief awareness. It's what they believe.
What's the difference, buddy? Because you think that TI is actual reality then? Fucking idiot.
So true, whether it is true or false in an objective sense.
Yeah.
So I guess I am the apex of seeing objective reality and
then
can
TE
tell
is
if it's true or
TE
false.
is just beliefs.
Yeah, random nonsensical beliefs.
Oh, God, that's... Oof.
Because in the absence of communication or explanation, perceptions become reality. It's all about what you believe. It's all about what you think. It's not about what's necessarily true or false. As long as that person believes this one thing, I'm good to go. TI critic.
Yeah, it's the kind of like the magic thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what the fuck? In the absence of communication, beliefs and perceptions become reality?
that is just him. That's how he operates, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a reflection of himself. Because that sounds mental.
It does sound mental.
So, like, first off, then I guess communication is like your first port of call
Yeah.
on terms of what you believe, which again is still fucked because it's just like believing what people say at their word. And then you got just like beliefs and perceptions.
Yeah.
That makes reality. Like, no, it doesn't. Nor does the first one.
No.
Critic, thank God these types, even though they're so focused on their personal belief system that they have for themselves and what they believe, they have TI critic. And TI critic will verify their beliefs. This is why the ISTJ asks you to cite your sources. And
So it is objective reality, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, that's good.
So I guess a part of them like scans objective reality and goes, right, so I know my belief is that basketballs are like inside of like cells. And but according to my TI critic, it has scanned cells in reality and then has found out that that might be false.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Now I should probably choose whether or not I believe this. Do I feel good about this? Like, do I feel good about these beliefs? I'm not sure yet. Because it's just like feeling good or bad about true false beliefs. Good system. I hope someone corrects me on that. Just like, tell me what he really means.
and provide source material because They cannot, TE parent, both these types cannot allow themselves to believe what you are saying unless it's backed up by something, because TI critic is demanding verification. Even if it's an original idea, they need to verify that what you're saying is actually true in order for them to believe it, because once these two types believe something, they will fight for it to their grave. That's why. So TI critic.
So they're just not, when just not interchanging our minds.
Real, just double down kind of people.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
great.
That's good.
Good system there, buddy. Also, so TI isn't actually scanning objective reality then. It's just scanning whether or not other people have said it. Unless he thinks of evidence in an objective sense.
I wonder what he thinks evidence is.
Well, like he says backing it up with something. So
Yeah.
is that just like what they said, or is that I don't know.
He said facts.
You know,
So
I don't know what he thinks that word means.
I wonder.
Like, is it on par with literally, where it's very clear he doesn't know what this means?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's,
Well,
yeah. Clearly true.
real mysteries of the world kind of situation with C.S. Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah.
critic exists to verify all the beliefs and verify all the new information. And it takes so much longer for these types to verify that new information, more so the ISTJ though. And because of that need for verification, then once they have verified, yes, I think this is true, I know it is true, I've talked to other people, I've looked at other sources, I've read all the citations, gone to the bibliography, looked at other sources, all this reference material, and yes, I know this is true, now I can believe it, and it becomes part of their belief system, and they will defend their belief system to their grave. It means everything to them, their belief system, because they have to be responsible with their beliefs, and they understand that everyone else in the world is irresponsible with their beliefs.
You certainly are, C.S. Joseph.
Yeah, if you believe this system, you're being really irresponsible with your beliefs.
And that's why they have to go so far to verify everything over and over and over. Verification is everything to these people.
I wish you would do that. I wish C.S. Joseph would verify his beliefs.
Yeah.
Because he just isn't.
Because they can't believe something unless they verified it first. Now, that's not to say that immature INTJs or immature ISTJs are not at risk of not verifying their beliefs, and then when they're really
What
young,
does immature mean to an ISTJ?
Just right off the assembly line.
Okay.
Yeah. And for INTJs, I guess, like, we're, like, kind of like some weird, like, god, the, like, emotions coagulate in such a way, and then because it now has life.
Okay. Is it like that kind of god, or is it just like we spawn out of the ether?
I think INTJs spawn out of the ether in, like, a coagulation of, like, an emotion or something.
Okay. I know he hasn't said this, but I'm just going with the whole that we are Lokis.
Yeah, it's like you're a willpower, I think.
Yeah.
So you just kind of coagulate and it's like, yep, that's the thing.
He's a willpower. Okay.
Yeah.
and they just start believing things, and they can be very gullible as a result, which leads especially INTJs into an era of paranoia. ISTJs don't have that as much because they're already afraid and already pessimistic of other people's, intentions and what people might do, so they don't really worry about that as much. But the
Are they just start out like that? Just start out being
They're just
paranoid.
made that way?
Yeah, just start out being paranoid with what other people say. That's
Like
weird.
INTJs.
No, the ISTJs.
Oh, I think they're built in a way where, like, they just are not trusting of other people.
Okay.
And that so it doesn't fuck up their code.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but they are just a bit more pessimist. But he's contradicted himself, because I know 20 minutes ago, he literally did say that they are scared and they fear people's intentions.
Yeah.
Then he just said that they don't.
Well,
They're pessimistic about it, but in the
guess-
past, he said that they do fear it.
they're
And
scared and pessimistic, and I guess they just start out like that way in a universal fashion.
oh, okay, yeah. Why are they built that way?
Asshole programs, I guess.
Maybe we should lobby. Maybe we could start up like a petition
Yeah.
where ISTJs have to be built, maybe in like a more
Ethical way.
ethical way.
Yeah.
I feel
I think I'm gonna
implored
convince.
to do activism on the behalf of ISTJ.
Yeah, I think I'll convince people with my mind powers.
Gonna start
There we go.
piffing some sand at some people.
Yeah, I'll like enchant the clouds or something.
Yeah.
There you go. Whee!
And then all the rain's gonna and I don't know with what thoughts you're gonna do that with or how many.
Yeah.
But maybe you could like get like a bunch of like dust, like a bag of like sawdust, and maybe you could go to like a vent on like the roof of like whatever a political house is called.
Yep. Yeah.
That thing. And just chuck it all in there with the enchanted dust.
That should work. That should
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
And that'll change everyone's mind.
Yeah, that's good.
It'll cause something. Maybe it will be like basically a terrorism attack.
I mean, they wouldn't know, so it's fine.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Then. Yeah. Yeah, don't censor us. This is not a real conspiracy. if for some stupid fucking reason you happen to believe that, this is not what a conspiracy that we would never do this.
Well, there would just be me like putting sawdust on people, so it wouldn't even be a big problem.
No, it'd be. I feel like it's a slap on the wrist, kind of.
And then ranting about C.S. Joseph logic.
I feel like you get a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. They give you a smack.
You're not a Loki.
Not Loki. Stop it.
INTJ with NE nemesis absolutely worries about the intentions of other people, and they have to, and it creates a large amount of paranoia because
You have to. Oh no. You think I wouldn't worry about that considering I'm going to read people's minds, but I guess I'm
You
just
have no choice.
very I know that it's wrong, but I do it anyway.
So your whole thing is like always double down, even if it's bad.
I just have to.
Yeah.
It's just like a fundamental part of
Except
reality.
for the whole point of you had the last choice no matter what,
Yeah.
because you have
And
willpower.
I can
is
will
your
myself through
first
anything,
thing.
but
not being reasonable, I guess. And just
I guess I can control external things, but not internal things.
okay. So if it's internal, you just like have to do it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like a weird monkey sport situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they're really young, INTJs are actually very gullible. And that gullibility puts them at risk. And then they end up believing people with their TE parent, and they don't have that TI critic there to defend them, to verify what they believe. And then as a result, they keep going on with other people. And other people are constantly saying what they want all the time. Other people are, intending certain things. And then all of a sudden they become paranoid because they get burned so many times by being gullible. And then that paranoia just grows. And they're always like, okay, what's your angle? Like constantly. All right, what do you mean by that? What do you want? Well, what's
It
your...
really doesn't match what he's been saying.
No.
Very confusing.
Well, I feel like the pattern's mostly internally consistent, but then I think he has a bit of a split.
Yeah.
So I guess he was consistent for 34 minutes. So that's really good considering how much
Good job,
nonsense it
C.S.
actually
Joseph.
was.
Good job.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up that tier of nonsense and disconnected from reality for that amount of time.
Yeah.
What's your intention here? And it's very, very negative. It's because they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect themselves.
Something I've noticed, just to stop real quick, is that he's implied that all of these functions have a bunch of like emotional states.
He
they,
does
like,
imply
adhere
that a
to.
lot, yeah.
It's taken me, 34 minutes to process that because I can hardly process that kind of information. But yeah, so that seems to be his main deal, is that they all have these kind of feelings and heuristics that they adhere to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just does operate like that. That must be how he understands things.
Well, yeah, through like emotions and then like weird patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which really does play into the type that he is.
Yeah.
And considering how consistent that pattern was, like no wonder he's been able to trick this amount of people.
I think that must be a big reality strategy with people. Just internal consistency.
If it is consistent and in confidence.
Because if you pay attention to what he says properly, it's quite really, really silly.
It's so absurd.
Like, I know that we're joking about gods and robots and
Well, because
weird
he's playing around with his
abstract society,
canon.
but like this is what he said.
Yeah. This is what all of these rules have to imply.
Like in the last episode, I said if that was your reality checking your reality checking mechanism, you'll be tricked by you will be tricked by NI users.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that has just happened.
Well, that's what C.S. Joseph is all about.
Yeah.
So I guess that's just that model playing out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, good job to him. That this is an amazing prank. Just, and he's kept it up for so long. I was very impressive, actually.
From other people having bad intentions towards them. They're trying to protect themselves from disloyalty because the number one need of the INTJ is SE inferior need for loyalty. Loyalty is everything to the INTJ.
SE's need for loyalty?
I thought SE was not giving people a bad experience.
Huh. That's okay. I guess it's both those things.
I guess that
Both
function
of those
just...
disconnected patterns.
I guess, like, you don't want to give people a bad experience. I can't connect them. I can't connect them properly.
They operate differently. Okay. Moving on.
I feel like, yeah, they're just like, it's like, it is a person.
Yeah.
I feel like the function is a person in
like,
his model.
Yeah. Weird archetype people that like act in bizarre ways.
Yeah.
If you want them to be with you forever and they are willing to be, it's because you are loyal to them and you need to be absolutely loyal to them. It is very important. Loyalty is everything to the INTJ.
Not that loyalty is a bad thing, but this is the man that said if he's accused of cheating, he will just cheat.
Yeah.
So I guess he knows about this. Turns out when you're not loyal to someone, they just leave you.
That's probably universally true, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a deal breaker for most. I don't know if she left him over that one. I don't know what happened there.
I wonder.
Yeah. I mean, in his story, I don't know how much of anything of what he says is true, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I wonder.
So, expert intuition nemesis is worried, and because INTJs have this, they sometimes wrongfully assume, that you have negative intentions, or they maybe accuse you of cheating on them, even though you're not, but they're accusing you. Well, you might do it, and that's wrong. And then NTPs like me get to respond with, well, if I'm going to do the time, I may as well do the crime.
Am I psychic?
But you did do it, though. You did do it. So she was right.
She completely justified at that point.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know he was going to say that then. I just know he'd said it in the past, and I didn't know there was this one. That's the worst mentality you could ever have.
It is very silly.
Yeah, you get accused of something. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's like, did you move my stuff? Like, oh no, I didn't.
I have to do it now.
No, I have to do it.
Well.
Well, you're gonna get accused. You might as well do it.
So, I mean, they can go too far with that paranoia if they're not careful. Recognize the truth, INTJs. Remember, you're paranoid. I mean, you could push loyal people to the point where they no longer give a damn, and they were loyal all along. And
it is, but this is on you.
Yeah, you're just lying. You were not loyal all along because you wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah,
you fucking asshole.
You're just a prick.
Yeah.
If someone accuses you of a thing that you're not gonna do, you don't do it.
Yeah. Obviously.
Real.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just were wanting to do it, and then you kind of justified it in like kind of a shitty way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not responsible for myself if they've accused me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
then all of a sudden you wake up and realize that you were the one that was wrong. Don't be that guy.
Real blame shifting there.
Okay.
Gaining such insight into his like private life.
I've had that happen to me, actually, where I've thrown an INTJ out of my life because they kept on assuming, making assumptions about my intentions. And I'm like, screw you, you're in the dumpster. Out. And yeah, I threw her in the dumpster where she belonged and where she will remain, because I will have nothing to do with her ever again. I will not be disappointed.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Moving on.
At least he didn't say literally.
Yeah.
I was like, I was waiting for it. It was like, I threw her in the dumpster where she belongs, literally.
If he says literally, does that mean
Figuratively?
it is? Yeah, but then does that mean this is?
Does this mean literally?
Yeah, does this mean literally now?
Respected in that way.
Imagine feeling indignant after you cheated on someone.
Well, because they told you not to.
Yeah. Like, don't cheat on me. Have you cheated on me? It's like, sure, it could be paranoia, but like, that doesn't mean getting indignant after you do it is just crazy.
Yeah.
What the ISTJ worries about is the physical environment. So ISTJs, like, they could be insane clean freaks, especially ISTJ women. They have a hard time, if they've been married to somebody, then they're single again, and then because they're divorced and they have their own place, they have their own house, everything has its place, everything has to be perfect, and they have a hard time dating new men because these new men will come in and then dirty up their house. And they hate that. And it drives them insane because they're constantly worried about the physical environment, worried about their personal appearance, worried about the appearance of other people. They'll even like start picking things off of, like, if there's dog hair or hair, or if there's like schmutz or something that's on the clothing of this other person, or if the shoes are untied, they're walking around with their shoes untied, they will actually tie that person's shoe, and then they'll like hate that. I even had an ISTJ one.
I thought they calibrated mistakes effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all that stuff would annoy most people.
Yeah. Also, what are you doing to their house? Because if it's enough to annoy someone, messing up their place,
Some people can
come over.
Some people can get pretty unreasonable. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Like a whole group.
Well, maybe.
Well, they're all programmed similar and is canon, so
Yeah,
that actually
well-
does make sense.
Maybe in like a realistic way.
Yeah.
Because having SI as a primary thing, you probably will have an expectation of the environment, and if you were attached to it in some emotional way, then maybe you could become unreasonable.
If someone messes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that could happen. I'm not saying that ISTJs do that
No.
consistently, just that it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
Time clean my desk for me at my work because it just absolutely triggered her. I was kind of embarrassed, but at the same time I knew it was SE Nemesis, so I just kind of like let her do it because it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's not really a priority for me. I mean, I have SE Demon, so what do you expect? And she's like, I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not gonna clean your desk, and she did. She cleaned it very thoroughly. Funnily enough, I like left
It
that.
just doesn't act like an ENTP at all.
No. Like, why? Like, why do you think that?
Just ENTPs operate in such a different manner that it's kind of bizarre when he says he is one. I just kind of don't even know how he got to that position. I guess it may be in his system, but his system is...
What is he? What
like
even
every
is his system?
It's like, it seems like a magic system, and then he's
Yeah.
calling it like a personality thing, but it's just not.
No, it's powers. Powers and whether or not you're a robot.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it should be in like a video game or like a book.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what being an ENTP means for him.
Yeah.
That job 2 weeks later, but I mean, hey, it's a fun story. What am I going to do? So, SE Nemesis is very worried about the physical environment, is very worried about her short-term memory, and because of that, sometimes it ends up creating normalcy bias for the...
Okay, we know he's talking about someone.
Yeah, I do get a sense
He's slipping up, he's saying she.
Yeah.
So we know he's referencing a real woman.
Yeah.
This is not an argument, this is just someone he knows or knew.
ISTJ, and they have very slow reaction time, whereas the INTJ has
That's probably not true.
Yeah.
much higher reaction time, and they are not at risk of having normalcy bias as a result. So that's one of the major differences between the two types.
Why is there a connection between reaction time?
And normalcy bias. What the fuck is a normalcy bias, actually? Is it like a bias towards the norm? So the most common thing?
I imagine so, yeah.
Okay, because that's the only
Like,
way to interpret those words that makes sense.
I don't know why it relates to reaction time. It just seems like it's a disconnected thing again.
Yeah, no, that has to be disconnected.
But I have a fast reaction time according to him.
That's good.
That's good.
You also have eldritch powers.
Yeah, that does link in nicely with that.
Or maybe he just INTJs edit people's memories arbitrarily.
They think we're better than we are.
Yeah. It's like they have the one ability and it's the editing memories thing, and they're like, I was just like give us other powers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your reaction times are really good. Like, yeah, they are.
Yes.
I don't know how you judge this.
So we already talked about TI Critic. We already talked about FE Trickster. Let's talk about NI Demon, which is their sense of willpower. Never, ever ask an ISTJ what they want.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
All right. No.
Only tell them what they should do. Only tell them what you want. Make it about what you want and what they should do. Obligate them to do things because that.
Now, in reality, this is terrible behavior.
Yeah, it is.
But in his system, it actually makes sense because they're automatas.
Yeah.
And with like a hard drive in their head.
Yeah, I feel like we've referenced that they are automatas a lot.
Well, I
he
think
keeps on saying it.
he keeps saying it, and I think it's good to clarify that we're not saying treat actual ISTJs this way. We mean in his canon.
Yeah.
Because they're machines, it's okay to just do that. It's just like any other robot.
Yeah.
Tell it what you want, and it's just going to spit out the answer.
But in real life, don't act like this.
Don't treat anyone like that.
Yeah, that's just mean. That's what
Really
that is.
bad behavior. And now we know he was doing this
Well,
because he dated an ISTJ.
I wonder if he was doing that, or if he
Or
says
he learned
is.
it.
If he says he is, or he just thinks that is good advice and doesn't mean it or adhere to it.
I hope it's the latter.
I feel like he couldn't do that properly because he'd want to build rapport too much,
Yeah.
like in real life.
Yeah.
Because he's a ENFJ, and they always want rapport.
And they will just...
I know that's a generalization. Not literally true.
Nah, someone's going to call you up on it.
they have a tendency to want to get along with people when they're around them. But,
All the ones we've seen.
yeah.
Yeah. And, well, I'm thinking in C.S. Joseph's case, maybe it's like he was trying to build rapport and treat them like humans, and then he's like, oh, wait, no, I've realized that, like, that was the wrong thing to do, like, after the relationships ended.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta treat them like machines, and just tell them what I want, and then things that they have to do, and just don't really consider what they want, because it's just machines, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That is how you motivate them. They need to be disciplined. If you're raising an ISTJ, discipline them. Whereas if you're raising an INTJ, give them choice, freedom of choice. Allow them to do what they want. They thrive on choice. Whereas the ISTJ, they thrive on should. And then you reward them for being dutiful. Tell them that they're being honorable, because introverted sensing hero is all about honor and duty.
Cool. Awesome. Moving on.
This man has children now. Just keep that in mind.
Right? And they're being honorable and doing their duty. This is why SJs consistently, because they have SI hero and SI parent, are in the military, because it's all about honor, right? Whereas INTJs, it's different. It's about what they want to do. It's about their willpower and what they're willing themselves through. Whereas the ISTJ is about what they are enduring, right?
What, they want to endure things. That's weird.
Endurance build.
Huh.
Well,
Okay.
that's
I
unfortunate.
guess they are just like tanks from RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 9TJs are like
A little bit glassy,
I
but like
guess. Like what is the weak point? The bad,
paranoia. Just like,
That's right,
like
they just-
bad internal mechanisms.
they are paranoid, but then they know what people are thinking, so they
Yeah.
really shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be, but they are because reasons.
Okay.
It's all about endurance with ISTJs. You have to obligate them. But if you make it about what they want, not good. So how do you avoid this? Always tell the ISTJ your intentions. Always tell them what you're going to do before you do it. That way...
Okay.
All right. Why? Because of metaphysics.
Yeah. Okay.
They feel respected. That way they feel loved, right? That way they can always, okay, hold on. Let me figure out if that's going to be a bad thing for you. Oh, okay, no, it's not going to be a bad thing. I don't have to warn you. You're good to go, but thank you for telling me your intention. Oh, actually...
They're robots, aren't they?
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. That would make me feel unsafe. And not only that, it's going to put you at risk. And that's too much risk. We can't do that. I'm not comfortable with that. No. But if you don't even do that for these people, if you don't even tell them your intentions, if you don't tell them what you're going to do before you do it, guess what's going to happen? Their NI demon is going to come out. And then their INFJ superego is going to come out. And that INFJ is going to completely own you.
So they'll try to possess you if you do not state your intentions.
Master, if you do not tell me your intentions, I cannot serve you well. As a consequence, I will have to rectify you.
Have to capture you in some manner. Okay,
Yep.
moving on.
And it's going to use its own wisdom to destroy you. And it will
Oh my god,
wow.
that's worse than I thought. I thought they would just capture you. But
I thought it was a correction
instead
system.
They will just exterminate you.
Master, it appears that you have become faulty. As a consequence, you will now have to be
It's
destroyed.
like must destroy errors mentality taken to an extreme.
Yeah, so
That seems like a massive oversight.
so now we need to actually
Need to fix this.
We gotta fix this, not just to make them in more ethical ways for their own like quality of life, but just so they're not just killing people in the streets when they don't state their intentions.
Even in a figurative way. What does he mean?
We've gone past figurative.
Because it's like you must state your intentions. I guess if you take it in like if it was real, you'd be like telling them what you want to do. I guess, but then they'll try to hurt you if you don't.
Right.
Like even if you take it to the steeliest
version.
it's like it's still really, really unreasonable.
Yeah, and people also don't act this way. there's that bit.
Clearly they don't.
No, society would be way more dysfunctional if we just had like a bunch of like ISTJs just killing people or harming them if they didn't state their intentions right off the bat.
Yeah.
It will destroy your relationships. Your relationships will be completely blown up.
Okay.
Taking that as a metaphor, just gonna wreck your relationships.
Very unreasonable.
Yeah.
No relationships left.
None left.
Yeah, okay.
They'll start telling rumors and spreading rumors and truths or half-truths about you to other people. Again, destroying your relationships. They will literally want to do this. They will have the desire to do this. Not only that,
Wow, that is just crazy behavior, which I'm sure doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen at all. I'm saying that group doesn't do it as part of their like group mentality.
Oh, yeah. I actually have a sneaking suspicion that what has actually occurred here, because I know he's referencing a real person,
Yeah.
is what's happened.
Is he's done something unreasonable.
He's been a spastic in a relationship.
Or
She's
maybe
gone,
not even relationship, just a person.
Yeah.
And then she's been like,
What the fuck?
He was acting in these ways.
Yeah,
and
and he
he's
did
like,
all these things.
You're taking me out of context. You're saying half truths, and then he's putting it in part of his system.
Yeah. But like, I'm not even sure based off of this system if he would have even remembered what he did.
I think she was probably being accurate.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "You're taking me out of context."
Like, no, I didn't actually do it.
I didn't say those things that I said.
they will destroy your physical environment. They will completely destroy.
Oh wow, that's the most unreasonable one. They just destroy the environment.
Like, not just your stuff, but the environment. So, like, the air, like, kind of, like, unbecomes, like, whatever atoms they currently are being.
It's like a plasma rifle.
Yeah.
Like, no, something that wouldn't destroy atoms, like a worse version of a...
It would be something that would change the arrangements of, like, atoms. So, instead of, like, oxygen, it would, like, rearrange it so it was, like, a different kind of atom.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they would make it, like, I don't know, like, radiation.
This is less to advanced weaponry.
Yeah, so, like, I know radiation isn't a fucking element. You know, I know it's not an element. I mean one of the elements that has radiation, like uranium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it just destroys the environment.
Yeah, just in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Destroy everything you own. They will destroy your car. They will, like, literally...
Okay,
This has happened to him.
What?
I know this has happened to him now.
Whatever. It's obviously untrue.
Well, it's not true about the group, but I think it happened.
I wonder if it did. That seems like it's... Someone destroyed all your property. Like,
Probably keyed his car. Yeah. He probably cheated on her.
cheated his
like,
car as
"Fuck
revenge.
you."
And then this is his interpretation.
Of why it happened. Like, these robots, they are designed to destroy my relationships if I don't put my intentions out there.
They will. I've seen some ISTJ women really mad at the husbands that they are no longer their husbands. Literally slash their husbands' tires. I have seen it with my own eyes. Okay, that is a serious issue, and that's because that INFJ superego just goes Super Saiyan, gets very
Okay, whatever.
We know he was there for the tire slashing thing though, because
Yeah.
he saw it with his own eyes.
I
To
feel like
quote,
he probably should have tried to stop her, or maybe he couldn't. I guess
it would be
maybe just
interesting.
too powerful.
Yeah.
Did go Super Saiyan, so
Well, yeah, so I wouldn't want to mess with that.
yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with.
I would back right off if someone went Super Saiyan and started slashing tires.
Yeah,
ragey, insanely ragey, and just seeks to destroy the physical environment, especially the physical environment of that other person that they're really upset at.
so in general, but also just them. So it's like, in general, it's okay if you just kind of a rampage, like
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like a Godzilla moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like,
Cool.
okay, wow, if you're not going to tell me what you want, now I'm going to start wanting things. And believe me, you don't want me to want things. And that's
Oh my god, that's a weird mentality to have.
Why are they made this way?
How do they go super? Why are they so unreasonable if you don't say the intentions?
Well, it's probably because like the code is built in a way where like it's like following intentions, right? If they like the stated intentions, and then if there is none, then it probably diverts to like a
I
different
will
kind of
destroy
code.
shit.
Yeah, so like maybe the creator was just messing, or maybe it's like
How did he get to this?
I don't know.
Just inventing shit, but not realizing what is said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's how he got there. He just kind of went along with a pattern, and that kind of probably felt interesting or cool.
Felt cool, I guess. Yeah.
Cool, or maybe just like felt as though it happened.
I'm gonna go by cool. I think that is his reality checking mechanism.
It's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and the emotion of cool, not any kind of structure, just the emotion.
Well, this part seems to be based on a relationship.
I wonder what actually happened.
I'm willing to bet something got broken.
Yeah.
It's probably because he was beyond reason.
literally what happens with the ISTJ when they go into their NI demon. So if you want to avoid NI demon, here's what I recommend. Always tell them your intentions. Always tell them what you're going to do before you do it. I have an ISTJ right now who's a really good friend of mine, and
Have one. That's good. Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Make sure you say your intentions.
Yeah. I guess that's why he's telling us.
Yeah.
He's learned this.
Like, thank you. That's good advice in this world.
Yeah.
Okay. So what'd you do with this ISTJ?
he's one of my advisors. He's a fantastic individual, super loyal, very process-driven, very traditional, has this insane prescient capability to predict the future based on his analysis of past events, because he's aware that history repeats itself. He's aware that all that has happened before will happen again.
Fuck off. Okay. I don't want to go into it. I've already said it.
All right, I was going to say, I bet if you ask this person, he's going, what the fuck are you on about? No, C.S. Joseph is just like, kind of makes stuff up. I don't really know how to handle him properly.
He is absolutely brilliant in that way, and I love it. And you know what? I go out of my way to make sure that I keep him informed and I keep him in the loop on decisions that I make so that he can provide warnings to me, right? So he can make
so
sure.
annoying. Oh.
Why is that?
You just like would ring him up all the time. Like, I'm gonna do this stuff.
Yeah.
I bet that's what he's doing in real life. Maybe he probably isn't an ISTJ, but
Some guy.
he's probably like someone that has a higher FE, and then they kind of just bond over feelings,
Yeah.
which is fine. I'm not saying that's wrong,
No.
but just this worldview is fucked.
Well, if you were to follow it, you couldn't function. I think he doesn't follow it. I think he rattles the stuff off.
Yeah,
Like, what I think happens is he doesn't like... He should start writing things down.
yeah, he should. Yeah,
He should think long and hard about what he's going to say and then write it down.
be like, oh wait, the implications are
Maybe that doesn't make sense. Because I think he just gets on camera and rattles off like a bunch of like associations with his feelings and things that have happened to him and in his life.
real kind of association logic kind of deal.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think he just rattles that stuff off and this is what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I bet that person like probably has some of the feelings he's referenced.
Yeah.
And he's just associated a bunch of like words that have to mean he's a robot, that have to mean that he has a hard drive in his head.
It's probably all by accident.
Yeah. He probably doesn't mean any of this.
Probably not.
sure that I am behaving safely, because it also keeps his safety in, awareness. And I'm not normally built for that because I'm an ENTP. If I was an ESTP, that would be more normal. But because I'm an ENTP, I have to emulate other functions like expert sensing. And I'm giving him a good experience by making sure that I am showing him what I am doing before I do it. I do not sign a document without consulting him, for example.
You are the worst.
Yeah, he's pretty annoying. Yeah.
That must be the most annoying situation that person could be in.
I wonder how he feels about that.
So I don't know if I should sign this document. Like, please stop calling me. I don't need to know about this.
I'm not a robot. Stop saying I'm a robot.
Yeah, but you're like an ISTJ. You're like so cool and safe.
Like, you have a hard drive. Like, I do not have one. Stop. I'm just going to leave now.
I just want to keep you updated. Just let you know that I'm being safe.
Yeah, I don't want you to destroy my environment.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't, okay. I won't. Don't worry about that.
Oh, thank you. Now I know I'm safe.
Right? This is very important for ENTPs to learn, especially with ISTJs, because an ISTJ needs this information. If you keep information from out of the Library of Alexandria, which is stupid, but if you want to do that, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. Make use of your...
Okay, whatever. Like, to not tell ISTJs things is the same action as shooting yourself in the foot.
I figured...
Like, it's a direct cause and effect. That's such a stupid category. It's like, this is the same thing.
I can't. Oh, I think that one almost broke me. Okay, so this is how you can tell if someone's categories are just way too fucking broad, is that they'll make statements like that, where it's like, to do X is to do, like, Y.
Yeah.
But, like, the X and Y's are just so far removed from each other.
Yeah.
It's like, to drink coffee is to kill children in Africa. So, what, how? It's like, oh, it's too broad.
Yeah.
Or, like, another example would be, to eat a sandwich is to take food from starving children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no, you haven't lined that up properly.
Yeah, it's like, that is way too broad.
Yeah.
Your ISTJs, they are brilliant people, and they will save your ass, especially like when you don't think they can. Guess what? They can, and they will. Especially if, like,
That's good.
It's good that he appreciates his friend.
Good job, C.S. Joseph.
Yeah.
With your friend that you think is a robot.
I wonder how big the hard drive is.
And your Pokemons.
Pokemons.
Let's watch more.
They're your lawyer or accountant or, those things. They're really dope about that. INTJs is different. INTJs, you need to tell them that you're comfortable with them. And you need to tell them that they're giving you a good experience. You need to give them feedback for what they do because they just want to become better. They want to become that sharp tool that you use on a regular basis. They want to be the absolute best and most efficient tool and have every opportunity to finish what you start, basically, and take it to the next level and improve it and create strategies and implement those strategies and really just make sure that your army is running absolutely proper and we're definitely going to be successful in the battlefield and we're going to handle it. But if you take away those opportunities from them, from being able to execute and do these things for you and to strategize and have freedom of choice, their SI demon's going to come out. Never ask an INTJ about their past.
That's not a real thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
you can ask INTJs about their past. It's fine.
It is fine. Maybe just not what they ate. If it's physical stuff, they're gonna get.
If it's physical stuff, we're probably gonna get like surly, but we're not gonna react more than that.
No. It's a bit like if you ask an INTP, it's like, oh, so tell me about your feelings. Well, stop.
Yeah.
If you listen to what he just said, he said nothing. He said basically nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't let them do this, and all of his reference points were like
strategies and shit.
Strategies and a metaphor, like a metaphor that just doesn't connect to anything.
Yeah.
Do not initiate with them about their past. They need to willfully choose on their own to tell you about their past. So it's them initiating with you. You're not putting them on the spot. You can put the ISTJs on the spot and talk to them about their past. Just stay away with what they want. Whereas the INTJ, make it all about what they want, right? And then allow them to initiate with you to talk about their past. Don't go delving into their past. That's the fastest way to get their demon out. And then you're completely screwed because the ISFJ will come out and then the ISFJ will believe it has absolute full justice to completely screw you over. You do not know vengeance and you do not know vindication until you're dealing with ISFJ, superego, and demon mode.
Oh my god. Wow.
Imagine it was just like, oh yeah, so what'd you get up to yesterday? And then I now have complete justification to screw you over.
Let's see what INTJs do in his model.
Yeah. I don't know what you're not
It's like
allowed
a
to
weird-
ask about in someone's
It's like
past.
a weird arcane rule, isn't it? These
Yeah.
rules, you're just like, if you do this, then you will do this. Kind of like a mythic folklore.
Yeah.
Yeah, mythic folklore logic. That's C.S. Joseph.
Yeah. Where like every character, you can like, you have to behave in certain ways, and if you don't behave in those ways and you break those rules, then unreasonably bad things happen.
It's sort of like FE kind of rules as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like if you do this thing, this will happen.
Yeah. I don't know what he means by asking about someone's past. Does he mean relationship pasts? I'm just in that mindset because he was talking about relationships with INTJs.
He just said past.
So it could just be like, what did you do yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I will destroy you now.
It's unreasonable no matter which one that is, by the way. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Don't do it. It's literally stupid. Absolutely stupid. They will feel
It's fine. Don't worry about that. They're not. We won't get upset. If you reference a bunch of physical things, we might get kind of surly, but we are used to it because it's common.
Yeah.
So don't worry about
But to clarify, we mean objects.
it. Yeah.
So we
like
don't mean...
specifically objects.
Yeah,
If you ask INTJ what they like doing, they're probably going to tell you what they like to do. That's
Yeah.
probably a good way to like engage with them if you want to.
Yeah.
so morally justified in destroying you and your life, your relationships, right? And completely owning your future and making sure you don't have a future.
Oh wow, that is a big problem. Just like eliminate you from existence.
That's amazing because it's like removes your future. So I guess what happens is let's say C.S. Joseph is
He
like,
either just kills you or eliminates you from existence. Either way.
I imagine like he just goes like, hey, so like you know, what'd you do in your past? And it's like,
Fades out of existence.
Fades out of existence.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Really kind of like a never do rule.
Yeah.
Because you took their future away. Because
Oh, that is such a stupid way to see a conversation. Anyway.
You took someone's future away. C.S. Joseph, do you think you have that power?
you did not involve them. You did not give them the feedback that they needed. And saying, hey, this is a great experience. Oh, this is not a good experience. This did not work. If you are not providing them feedback or adequate feedback, and then it ends up failing, guess what? It's on you. Because you did not give them the feedback that they need.
That's not true. INTJs can be hella unreasonable.
Yeah.
Like, look at Dave's superpowers. Hella unreasonable.
Not like this though.
He's not a mythic creature.
That like destroys like people's futures and wipes them out of like existence.
Yeah, he's more just like a stupid person that is also an INTJ.
Yeah.
INTJs need to have feedback on a regular basis, especially even results from the bedroom. How was your bedroom experience? We were definitely having some great sex there, but I kind of need to know some feedback from you. Well, guess what?
Whatever.
If the audience hasn't figured out that this system is fucked and then not to use it in their day-to-day life, we cannot help you.
Yeah.
But I actually would encourage you to continue because it's funny. Look, if you want to do the system, I kind of want to watch. Fuck, that sounds weird in the context of what he was saying. God damn it. No, that's not what I fucking mean. I don't mean I want to watch people in the goddamn bedroom. That's not what I mean. I swear to God, if you fuckers take me out of context.
INFJs do the same thing, but it's even more important for INTJs because they're constantly trying to craft better bedroom strategies. And if you're intimate with an INTJ, you need to always provide them feedback. You need to tell them if you did have a good experience or a bad experience. You got to be honest with them in that way. Stop being afraid of being honest. Just tell them the truth because they need the truth so they can improve themselves and be better in time. Because guess what? The type that is all about continuous improvement, aka Kaizen, guess what? Or Kaizen? I don't know. The point.
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
I don't really care either. It's probably an anime reference.
Oh, God.
Point is, it is the INTJ type. It is literally the walking continuous improvement type. If you take away their opportunity to improve, the opportunity to finish things, the opportunity to do well, the opportunity to seek excellence.
Okay, so he's just going to rant about like different words to do with improvement and stuff. That's kind of what his anime reference are kind of cringy.
I don't know if it is. It could be some like Middle Eastern reference as well. I just don't know.
Fuck a Middle Eastern reference. What do you mean?
I'm just judging purely from the word.
Kaizen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is just
Afghanistan.
Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. Doesn't sound like an English word.
No, it doesn't.
Guess what? That means when they're working with you, you're going to fail. And then when you fail, they're going to hold you responsible. You better not get upset, because if you do get upset, their demon will activate. And
that's so unreasonable.
Wow.
It's like
not
they
only
just like strategizing machines, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they will just wipe you out of existence, not only for asking about their past in some fashion. I think he means relationships based on the context.
It's kind of acting as if we're like strategist robots.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of true. Kind of.
You don't
like
get upset if like. Okay, so it's not like as though let's say if I make a mistake, and like Warmest Robot, you made a mistake here, and I go like, oh, I don't like that. That sucks. You know, just wipe me out of existence.
I guess it's if you don't tell me how to strategize. No, if you don't. Wait, no. Okay, so if you have a project, and you don't tell me what the project is,
right,
then I cannot help you, and therefore I'll wipe you out of existence. That makes sense.
Does this just apply even if you don't know them properly? Is it at all times?
I've become a bigger problem than I first understood that I was. Okay.
In a real eldritch fashion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
because from their point of view, you are destroying their future. You are taking away their opportunities, because you are being irresponsible with the advice and the assistance that they give you. Do not be that guy when it comes to INTJs. And I hope to God that I never devolve into that level with my INTJs. I love my INTJs.
Oh my God. Okay. I have noticed with this group,
Yeah.
they often do like me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a timer whenever I meet them. They start off liking me, and then they like me less the more I talk to them.
Yeah.
But they always have this kind of like, they like me initially,
Yeah.
kind of feeling. And it just is an interesting thing I've noticed. Maybe because their reality strategy is NI, therefore they think that I'm smart.
Because you're doing like those kinds of patterns.
Yeah,
for,
that
like, all the
might be
time.
true, actually.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually not a bad hypothesis.
Yeah.
INTJs, and I am loyal to them, and I always involve them in almost everything that I'm doing so that they understand and that they know, and they're getting the feedback from me. And I know I'm really bad sometimes giving them feedback, but guess what? They go out of their way to give me such a good experience every single day that I have to be there and give them the feedback that they require.
You're treating that like feedback, but I know what you were saying before in the middle of this fucking video, where you would just go behind a girl that you have just started seeing.
I'm surprised
Not
you-
proper dating, just seeing. And then you wrap your arms around her while she's fucking dealing with hot shit with the oven and stuff, trying to make food, gonna have a fucking accident, and you're saying, don't worry, you're gonna give me a good experience in the bedroom. You don't need to be scared. And she's probably just like, get away. Just get the hell away from me. I'm gonna have an accident.
Maybe she'll like it. I don't know.
I think that would be just it's dangerous. It's like just assuming that she thinks that.
We said that he was dating at ESFP, but then she sent us an email saying that they weren't dating.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know if that's fiction. It might be fiction.
Yeah, this could be very fictitious. We don't know.
Maybe he did that, and then she was like, "No,
Yeah,
none of
you
this."
know what? None of that. You're kind of too weird.
Yeah.
You're acting crazy. But yeah, it's we got a very interesting email with that whole thing. She told us that they were not dating. She wanted to clear up that misconception.
Yeah,
And yeah, we sort of just don't know what to make of it, but we know that sounds like he's being a problem. That's what we do know.
well, that's the information we have. So.
Yeah. This is, at the moment, is just hearsay.
Yeah.
So we have no clue.
That way we can have an amazing relationship. That way we can have an amazing working relationship. That way we can have a great family, or whatever we're doing, we will be successful, because that's what it's all about. Both these types are amazing. Find out which one you are. Check out the temperament matrix or the type grid. You can get the type.
They do seem amazing.
Oh, they are amazing in
Like-
in a fictitious sense.
Also, with that girl that he met us, she might be lying. I just don't know.
Look-
I'm not saying that to believe her for no reason. I
Oh,
just
no.
don't know.
We are saying we have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
We're just presenting the information.
Yeah.
Type grid for my website. I'm about to re-release it with like a whole bunch of new content, and then also watch season 2 and season 15 to learn how to use it properly. So
I think the rest is just him talking about his systems. So
Yeah, it seems like it. Well, I guess we'll cut the video here.
yeah.
Like
and subscribe if you want more content.
Yeah, like and subscribe if you want us to debate Queen's Gambit, actually. Because that fucker was... We offered to debate him.
Yeah.
And he's like, debate who?
And he's like, wants us to have more subscribers, so please do that
Yeah.
so we can debate him. Yeah.
Because I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah. If you don't know who he is, then we have an episode on it.
We got to. I'm sure the people listening will know who he is at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, obviously, if he debates us, it will be unedited.
Oh yeah.
Of course,
It
because
will
that's
be.
the only intellectually honest way to handle that situation, and
Yeah.
with integrity.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is what we are all about here on The Woman's Robot.
Okay. Have a nice day.
See you guys.